All right, welcome in Tangent Zone. I am one of your hosts, Ricky, alongside Will
Hello.
and Chris.
What's up?
No Terrell this week. He is at Comic Con.
Lame.
I know.
We went yesterday.
Yeah, we all went yesterday and he had to go today.
Stupid personal lives.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But here we are. He said that he's here in spirit. So
Yeah, he would rather be here.
Yeah, probably.
I'll add his voice in there.
Yeah.
We'll edit.
And this is Terrell.
Howdy, howdy.
There it is.
Howdy, howdy.
Yeah. There it is.
Copy and paste.
All right.
I'll figure it out, yeah.
All right, so this week's episode we got Doctor
lot.
Strange, Moon Knight, and what we've been up to, which has been some con conventions and some other stuff. Let's start off with the old Doctor Strange.
You wanna
Doctor
start
Strange
with
2.
Moon Knight since that
yeah.
ended first?
Yeah,
We'll
we
do
do.
Moon
We
Knight.
do Moon Knight first.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Moon Knight a lot better than I thought I did.
I'm glad.
I didn't know
Yeah, I
anything-
liked it. I
nothing
think
going
I
in.
didn't expect much from it. And
Well, I didn't know anything about Moon Knight.
the advertisements, I think it was advertised the right way because I didn't expect much to come from the advertisements, and show blew away my expectations of that.
He's such a hard character to do and to understand because,
Well, they also did changes too.
yeah.
The way I understand things.
Yeah, they changed a little bit when just how some of the characters are and like how they interact and just his story. But they made it the MCU version, but they kept to the core values of him and his disorders that he has. I was talking to people like episode 3 or 4. Like I don't get what's going on. I said you're not supposed to understand it yet.
No,
when
we
it's
gotta-
all said and done, you'll understand.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be
What was
confusing.
that? 4, 5, and 6.
From what
They
I-
were
yeah.
confusing.
From what I read of Moon Knight,
Mhm.
I'd say the show did a good job of portraying what the comics try to portray.
Yeah. Because I think I'm the only person here that actually read the comics
Yeah.
of Moon Knight, and so like
I read the Wikipedia of who Moon Knight is. That's about it.
I
We
got
can read the encyclopedia now.
I got some of the comics that are actually based off of what this storyline was based off of. If you guys ever want to check it out, like when he's in the psych ward, that's a great fucking storyline.
Okay.
Because like during the whole time, he's like you'll see like there's like flashes stuff going on. You don't know what's actually going on. You don't know if this is all in his head or this is actually happening to him. And that's like the entire thing. So it's excellent. That's the Jeff Lemire run. And actually they hint back to the Warren Ellis run. That's where actually Mr. Knight shows up, where he just pulls up in his limo and gets out wearing a suit. And he says Mr. Knight.
Oh, the suit. No,
Yeah.
the girls.
So what are we doing dressed as Colonel Sanders here? Oh, you're in my yard now.
That was great. Uh,
He's such a good actor. I didn't know.
yeah, Oscar
realize-
Isaacs. Man,
I-
he's a really good actor.
He's had a couple of bumps in the past couple of years, and people don't like
didn't
him. But he
realize-
pulled off Moon Knight very
Yeah.
well.
I didn't realize he was in the other stuff.
Oh yeah, X-Men Apocalypse,
You know,
Star Wars.
Yeah, it wasn't his
Star
fault
Wars-
that
Star
that
Wars
stuff
is
didn't
not-
work.
No, I
Star
said
Wars is forgettable to me.
Yeah,
after this.
as it should be.
Yeah, after this Moon Knight, I'd say I respect him a lot more.
Yeah,
He played these roles so well,
Oh yeah.
and the changes was perfect, seamless.
he's one of those. It's kind of like the whole Ryan Reynolds thing. It's like he was in a lot of bad stuff, but it just took the right role for like okay.
Oh yeah.
Because now
for
everybody
sure.
loves Ryan Reynolds. I mean, no one loved him during Green Lantern or Blade or
Yeah,
Wolverine
well,
Origins.
He
I
got
still stick
Deadpool
with
down.
my Green Lantern assessment. The idea was there.
Oh yeah, the idea is definitely there.
The CGI wasn't.
No, none of that stuff. Like, they had it, and they
I love
fumbled it.
I love how they made X-Men Origins, and they basically just explained that Days of Futures Past is why they fixed Deadpool.
I can work with
That's
that.
like the funniest thing. Like, oh, because of what happened in the 60s through time travel, we got the right Deadpool out of it in
I
a
can work
later
with that.
stage, I
can work
think.
with that.
Yeah, it was funny, though. They made it work.
I do like with Moon Knight. Well, the costumes were fucking
Oh,
fantastic.
yeah.
The suit and then just his armor fucking looked amazing. I do like the change where the armor appears.
Mhm.
Don't believe that's actually in the comics. He actually puts a suit on.
Yeah.
So
I like how
I
they-
like that because that gives.
The other thing I liked later on was when Steven and Mark coordinate,
They were
and
switching
mid-fight
suits.
they switch suits.
Mhm.
That
Their
was
fighting style
awesome.
was different. I don't know what was Layla called when she.
Actually,
What's she-
so in
she actually had a name.
yeah, in the last episode, she actually had a name, but she is an MCU original. Yet the name is not an original character.
Yeah.
She's called the Scarlet Scarab. But in the comics, the Scarlet Scarab is a very, very minor character, not even related to Moon Knight. So,
I'm okay with the new character.
it's basically Layla being a superhero is just an original MCU thing.
Yeah,
I'm
they
okay
kind of mix and match for her. Because honestly,
Yeah.
like, even in the comics, she's like the
She's
love interest, but she's not around a lot because
Layla's not even in the comics. It's someone else with a different.
yeah,
a
she's got
different
blonde
name.
hair and that. I don't remember what her name
She
is.
got a different name. It's like
Yeah,
Marilyn or something.
yeah, and like she's
Marlene, I think.
yeah, I think it is actually is Marlene. Like she's one of those like she's like in the comics as his love interest, but his whole story is just not. It doesn't work for like a romance because you're just more or less what's going on with him in his mind.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a side thing that I was like, yeah, when they changed it, I was like, okay, that's fine.
I don't know. I enjoyed the series. I want more.
I hope they have a season 2.
Oh, I don't know where they're setting up with him for, but there's something more. I don't know
set
where
it
he's
up.
gonna appear or not.
They were
So
gonna have
from
some
what I
MCU
understand,
references.
Marvel's not entirely sure what they're going to do with Moon Knight. So that's why the series ended in such a way to where that could be the end of the series or cliffhanger for the next season.
No, it was a cliffhanger.
It was
You popped up
Yeah.
with Jake Lockley at the end.
it was the perfect closing of the story.
Yeah.
So they're not from what Oscar Isaac has said himself. There's no talk of a season 2, but he really hopes there's a season 2.
Oh, there's gonna be a season 2 because of popularity.
What If is working on a season 2, and
Loki is start production.
Loki is starting
Just started
production of
production
season
for
2
season
too. But so far, as a Moon Knight fan, how do you think they handle the show?
That's
Tough question.
yeah, because they didn't handle it poorly at all. I think, in my opinion, I think so. They hit a lot of the beats. He's such a weird. It's hard. He's one of the hardest characters that you're ever gonna have to do. Is because of the different personalities that you almost have to dumb it down, which that's actually what they did with the shows. They dumbed it down, so you only got the two at first, and you still didn't understand that.
And then every time they blocked out, someone was dead. Going,
Yeah.
Who the hell is that?
And then they slowly you went from Steven to Mark, and then Jake
there's
at the end.
And then there's a third coffin when he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Jake was actually in the first episode. If you start thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Jake was in all of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, because a lot of the blackouts you assume is actually it's Mark taking
Yeah,
over
but
because
then
he's
you
the next
realize-
one you're
and then you
introduced to.
realize Mark
Steven,
and
what'd you do? I don't
You
get it.
realize the transitions between Mark and Steven never have a blackout.
No, they're
The
pretty
only time they have a
seamless.
blackout is when everybody around them dies, which was Jake's specialty.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, from what I read of Moon Knight, because he's got Moon Knight in his mind. He's got, Mark is Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But then he's got Steven, he's got Jake, he's got Khonshu, who just might be a personality. Mr. Knight might be his own thing too.
Mm-hmm.
So they really dumbed it down and made Mr. Knight Steven, Khonshu the God.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, as I said, you have to do that so people can understand it more. Like, people were still confused, even
At least in the
to
first
that point.
episode, you even think Khonshu
Yeah.
might just be a personality.
Yeah.
And
Oh, when
the
I
second
first heard that voice, like I almost like cheered to myself. I was sitting watching by myself. I was like, a lot of people are not gonna get this, but I know what this is.
It's Khonshu. He's like,
Yeah.
oh great, the idiot's back.
Yeah, I love that line. The idiot's back.
And then,
And you started respecting him. You're
what
not
was the
idiot,
other
you're
thing that they did was
the other idiot.
I don't know what I was gonna say with that, but yeah, that's the way the second episode started. Is you start to think that it's all in Steven's head because the second episode starts with him going in to the surveillance, and turns out nobody can see the jackals, and then and then the suit didn't appear on camera, so it sets up the show to make you think he's just crazy.
Well, that's actually one of the things with him, like in the comics too. It's shit like that, to where you're like, is this actually happening, or is this just in his head?
Yeah,
Because
he's a
nobody
mentally
else-
unstable main character.
Yeah.
You can't rely on what he thinks.
Yeah, with
And
with
I
the
started-
different personalities doesn't help either. Because
Yeah.
like, something else could be going on, but he might not know that. He's one of the perfect people to get for a lie detector test. Because if Jake does something Mark doesn't know about, Mark's gonna pass that.
Yeah,
Because he doesn't know. He can't be lying for something he doesn't know about.
that's true.
Yeah.
So that makes actually a lot of like hard things with it. Like, actually, I believe in the comics, like him and the one love interest, I think they broke up, but then Jake Lockley was like seeing her on the side, and Mark didn't know. So it was like a weird.
That's
Yeah.
really confusing.
Yeah. So that
How
becomes
would
a
that
fucking.
work?
I don't.
So you kiss Layla and he punches himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's one of those characters that like the Avengers will call him for help, but they don't want to call him for help because he's so just how he is, and it's like we'll ask for his help if we really need it, but if there's another option, we're gonna take it.
They're gonna go list people.
Okay,
Dead, call it crap.
It's like, well, Moon
should
Knight
we
will
call Moon Knight or should we call Deadpool?
They called Deadpool. No, Deadpool's.
They
Oh,
both
no,
they
Both are insane, and I don't like them.
yeah. It's like Moon Knight's perfect for this situation, but do you really want to call him? It's like the whole reason why he wears all white.
Yeah.
It's so the bad guys can see him coming.
Yeah.
That's amazing. No, he doesn't. He's not hiding it. He wants you to see him coming because he likes that stuff.
He flies.
Yeah.
That's
He flies. I didn't know he flies.
Yeah.
Little moon
Well, yeah. That's.
Is it a glide or is it actually a fly?
It's more of a glide. It's like if you're gonna say Batman flies.
The fourth and
More of the
fifth
gliding.
episode. The fourth and fifth episode were really confusing to me because it was one of those moments where you don't know what's real and what's not because they kept flashing back to the psychiatrist room, and it starts making you think: is this whole show just fake, or is like?
That's how the Jeff Lemire comic run is he's in the psych ward, and he keeps different stuff keeps happening, and like you see like some of the people that work at the hospital, they're like it flashes and like they're like bad guys that he's trying to stop, and it flashes them again. There's word. I'm like, wait a minute. Is he just seeing it that way, or is someone really messing with his head even more?
Yeah, is this all in his head, or is he just or is he just a crazy guy in a psych ward?
Yeah, 'cause he's the type of one of those characters that you could think this entire adventure happened, and you just cut to him just sitting in a psych ward, and in a padded room somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, no, he just tells stories some days.
He just tells his stories.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
And then it kind of
Mark
got
and
away
Steven
with
were
that.
actually
It
talking
kind
on
of
the
got
show.
away with that when Steven and Mark realized that was a fake thing because he was walking with blood.
They were
Blood
talking to each
footprints.
other.
Like, do you see that? Yeah, I see that.
Nobody investigated that third coffin
No, because I feel like
or that sarcophagus.
my theory is Mark knows about Jake, but also doesn't want to. It's one of those things that I suspect there's a third, but I don't want to know if there's a third because I might not like it. I might not want it. It's easier in my mind if it's just not there to me. So yeah, there's a third coffin. I'm not going to that because I know I don't.
Oh look, there's a hippo god. Far more interesting.
I know I won't like the answer about what's in that coffin, so it's just easier for my mind, my unstable mind, to just ignore it.
And then go, oh, hippo god.
There's only so many problems you want to deal with at one time.
Exactly.
The hippo god's more important.
Yeah, obviously it's a hippo god.
So
I want to worship a hippo god.
Knowing a lot.
Why
of
did our
friends,
gods become like lame over the years? I want to go back to ancient times.
Hey, can we have a hippo god?
Yeah,
Can we have a deathly alligator god or a dead bird god?
I'm just saying. I mean,
do we have to have a
worshiping
glowing light god? Do we have to have
worshiping like Odin and Thor is kind of more
I know.
interesting.
This is rad.
Or fucking the Slavic pagan gods are way more interesting.
Right, they sacrificed people and ate people.
No, I mean we ain't gotta go that far. I mean just a couple people that probably should get sacrificed. I'm just saying, you're not gonna be missed.
To be fair, yeah.
Wow, that god really got demoted.
Yeah.
Amit?
No, the hippo god.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
actually life, regeneration, rebirth.
Yeah.
She became the god who's dead.
Well, if you notice when they
Right, the
locked
Muchin.
up Khonshu, Anubis was up there on the shelf too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm surprised to go up there just smashing those things, just release everybody.
That would have been. I thought that would have been funny. Like just start smashing gods,
releasing everything.
and then Khonshu's like, "Hey, Hamit's here," and then they just have like a kaiju war.
Well, that's another thing too is if whatever they decide to do with him, or if we do get a second season, or if he just shows up somewhere else. I think because they got so many shows already planned.
Yeah.
I think they want to. I think they want to see what the response to Moon Knight is going to be because he's such a weird character.
It's a risk throwing him out there.
Yeah. So it's just been let's see what people think of it. Which overall everything's been positive, at least what I've seen.
Probably some mixed.
But there's so many like different Egyptian gods they can go, and they're all still around.
Yeah.
They were all shown.
In a way, this almost sets up for Thor: Love
Well,
and Thunder.
they're what do you
Statues?
call it? No, they're fucking
The Indians.
people that they were.
Oh, the avatars.
Yeah, they were. The gods are still fine. They said they stay away. They will control, but they try not to get involved.
That's
Yeah.
right, those guys.
So they're still technically still around.
It almost
Maybe
sets
new
up
avatars.
for Thor: Love and Thunder because it showed that
Yes.
Thor goes to Mount Olympus and he might meet one of the other
Yes.
Egyptian guys.
We gotta talk about that trailer later as well.
Yeah.
We'll do
Oh,
that.
You know-
We'll talk about it after Moon Knight, and then we'll go into Doctor Strange.
With Moon Knight, imagine in the modern day being just a random nobody civilian in the MCU, like from the very beginning. You were watching the news.
Oh,
aliens invade into New York City.
No, actually, you start with Tony Stark's rescued. Okay, whatever.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
this billionaire in California gets rescued from some ISIS people, right? Or
Okay.
the Ten Ring civilization. Essentially
That's
ISIS.
where you would start.
The terrorist group.
The terrorist
And then,
group.
like a couple years later, Tony Stark is attacked on the racetrack. Okay.
Okay, whatever. Couple
Oh.
year later.
No, a couple months, like a month.
Couple
later.
months later,
Oh, he's attacked by
the whole like Thor situation happens. A small
Yeah.
town in New Mexico gets attacked by
meteor crash.
Titan
Meteor crashes.
with a Fireface
Yeah.
thing, and then
Oh.
You got someone.
Captain
from
America
Europe,
was
someone from-
found
alive.
okay,
and
alive
eyes.
and well.
Even though he was fighting Nazis.
Captain America, who you read in your history books, is alive and well,
And
found by the
exists.
government,
And exists.
and he exists.
Huh.
So that's a weird one. And then, like a couple months after that, aliens invade New York City.
Huh.
At that point, you just start looking at your life and you're like, what am I doing here?
You're like, bro.
You live in New York.
What?
Get out of New York.
Yeah, that's always the joke.
I'm not living
with
in
it. Is no,
And then
never live in New York in the MCU.
It's like, oh.
And then,
Well,
like,
never live in New York in
Couple
general,
years
just
later,
'cause that just
that
I don't
same
like a lot
group
of
that
people.
saved
I ain't doing
that
that.
saved a couple years later,
They're
same
racist.
group that saved New York City from aliens are now fighting robots in Europe.
Huh. Oh, you know,
In a third world country in Europe.
Imagine you're just working at a
Huh.
Burger King, just trying to make
Just
just trying to make
staring
some
up
money.
at the TV like,
What am I doing?
what am I doing with my life? And then a few years after that,
Like literally, life could
Oh,
end
look,
at any
they're
second.
like
right
what,
now.
one
the
year
Avengers are
after
fighting
that,
each other in an airport.
yeah, one year after that in Germany, the Avengers are literally fighting each other.
In an airport.
There's a couple new heroes that weren't there before.
I do have
Hey,
a
wasn't that guy in
question
New York?
The
about.
King of Wakanda's there for some reason.
Well, I do actually got a question about that. How much does the public even know about the whole airport fight scene? Because there was no civilians there, and,
it's
and
YouTube
how?
videos because was Parker was.
Well, he was
watching.
taking videos. Remember, those are his.
Oh yeah, but he posted. Didn't he post
No.
them on YouTube, or was he just watching them?
He was just watching them. As far as I know, I don't know how much because especially when the government's involved, how much information was actually leaked about that. Because remember when
I'm sure there's
actually
conspiracy
in
theories.
Spider, yeah, I know conspiracy theories in the MCU,
Yeah.
but
I knew they existed.
yeah, the whole Captain America when he was on the run, but they had the whole Spider-Man scene where he's like so you messed up, you're in detention. He's like, I'm pretty sure he's a criminal now, but okay, we're still doing this. How much information was actually told, and why did they say Because honestly, if you say Captain America was a real figure, real person, he fought Nazis, and all of a sudden the government's like, yeah, he's a wanted criminal. What did he do?
You're probably wondering
How much information, even what they say, would you?
No,
Something like
do you
the-
believe the
okay.
government over
There'd
Captain
be-
America?
something like the Sokovia Accords
Yeah. That
probably
would
would
become
make public knowledge.
Yeah, that would, like I say, with the information
Because
that's
if you
inside.
think about it, the Sokovia Accords, right after what happened in Sokovia, and then you realize Captain America, and then publicly is now a criminal because
Well,
he makes-
aliens invading New York. That's gonna be public.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, so the stuff with when it comes to shield stuff or governments, how much
and
of that
it even
is
goes as
actually
far as
known?
was it Endgame where aliens invaded New York for a second time,
And my neighbor just vanished.
and then my neighbor
I'm
vanished
talking to them.
like about an hour later,
I do.
and then 5 years later, everybody just appears again.
You're doing your lawn, all of a sudden your neighbor goes like, "What the?" You're from smoke.
What happened to people that were flying in a plane?
Don't even question.
That plane's not there anymore. Just dropping.
Do they appear in the plane or do they appear in sky?
Could you imagine you just go out to get your coffee and fucking body falls from the sky? You look up, you don't even see anything there.
What?
A couple other ones. I'm just going inside. And you go inside and there's some random dude shaving in your fucking bathroom. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I just moved in here yesterday. And then
How does that work? If someone
Hawkeye
abandons our house,
kinda-
you move in.
Well, that's they talk.
This is my house.
They talk about that.
No,
in,
you defaulted on your loan. This is my house now.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. But
Yeah.
that was one of the issues. All those people they got houses, but then they said oh, these people are back, so they kicked them out.
Yeah.
The government just kicked everybody out, even though you bought it because they weren't around. But then now they're around. Well, now that's still their house. You got to leave. I'm like, what?
But I don't think that works like that.
And
That's how they did it.
yeah,
That was the whole plot line of that.
yeah, because
Was pretty much they were just booted out, kicked on the streets.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it wouldn't work. I mean, but how would you solve that problem?
I don't know. I feel like
That was the whole when
there-
Falcon
if you
became
really think
Captain
about
America. He's like, you guys, like, well, it's a difficult thing, but you guys got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like,
you guys think there
can't
would still be a
just
lot of
wanna
abandoned
do that.
houses then. People can move back.
I don't know.
I don't know. that'd be-
But then how does that work?
I
Is
thought-
man like,
oh,
oh,
yeah.
does that mean this one's mine now?
Hawkeye even brought up a point was that Ant-Man was in the Battle of New York musical, and people on like online are pointing out it was like, well, technically Ant-Man was
He
there
was.
if you watch Endgame.
Yeah.
So some random guy was just walking around, saw Ant-Man, and tried to put two and two together here.
Yeah.
I did like with Moon Knight having a different scenery,
Yeah.
like it not being in America.
And
I
then-
thought it was great.
Yeah.
Just because there's only so much. That's one of my issues with just comes to Marvel in general. Like everything's in fucking New York. It's like
Yeah.
okay, there's 50 superheroes
Oh.
here. Can people go somewhere else?
Yeah, going back to being a civilian, off the coast of the ocean, a celestial came out of the ground.
Yeah.
Moon Knight, they literally just
Yeah.
Huh.
turned
Some-
the entire
Some poor bastard on an acid trip fucking lost their mind that day.
Staring out there. Are you seeing this?
The
dude?
the world,
Yeah. Are you sober?
the
Yeah.
constellations and the night sky literally went back 2,000 years. in
Okay.
like a minute.
So I will say that leading back to that and the
Great, dude, my
Eternals.
neighbor just returned.
We gotta
This
quit.
guy's screwed.
Marvel for the MCU has to quit doing the really big stuff like that for like something like because there's no way you can't talk about that. You know
No.
you can't talk about the celestial head just showing up in the sky and fucking taking.
Oh yeah, and then Spider-Man
and-
No Way Home happened.
Yeah, like
Spider-Man
okay,
Far From Home
yeah,
happened.
can everybody calm down a little?
France was attacked by this random dude. Oh, actually, no, he was. Publicly, they think that those monsters existed
Mhm.
and that random dude was helping Spider-Man, Mysterio.
Mysterio.
The public still thinks Mysterio's a good guy.
Bit? Yeah. So I said it's all about how it gets put. The information
Yeah.
gets put out there.
And you have Daily Bugle.
He doesn't help. He's not
He
helping.
does what he.
Which I like how they kind of did that. And then Far From Home, No Way Home happened, where again New York for the 5th time had something happen to
What
it.
is this magical sky? You know, I'm moving out of New York.
At this point, New Yorkers, because New Yorkers are
Get the
already
hell
New
out.
Yorkers anyways.
Two
They wouldn't
alien
at a certain
invasions.
point, they wouldn't even care. There's gonna be some dude just smoking a cigarette, like, I guess we're doing this today. Well, it's Tuesday. Yeah, seems about right.
Looks up the sky.
Let me tell you, in
Take some
10 years,
pictures.
we've had 2 alien invasions, a dusting away, a dusting back,
Smoking. Look it up. Going.
and now
Thor,
there's people
the
in the,
mythical figure Thor, is actually real and just flying around with lightning.
and now their sky above the Statue of Liberty is purple, and there are people in the sky.
Takes a picture of it.
Yeah,
Post it. Hey, look, New York.
Gotta
Oh,
get-
something new today.
Got to take a selfie with the purple sky. Is that Doctor Strange?
Do it for the gram.
Hey, Doctor Strange is public.
Yeah, you look it up there, and you're like, wait, is that Doctor Strange?
Good for him.
Good for him. Why is he helping Spider-Man? Is that three Spider-Men? What? I
When
didn't
did we
know
get
they were
3?
one.
I need stronger coffee.
Yeah, when did we
It's
get
too early
3?
for this.
Yeah, you know what? Today's the day I'm doing mushrooms.
Yeah.
Today's the day I decided to quit mushrooms. Yeah, dude.
You know, I quit mushrooms 3 weeks ago. It's not nothing changed.
No.
So this is real. Huh.
We'll say Moon Knight's fighting style is the most brutal in the
Oh, yeah,
MCU.
for sure.
In the MCU, like, I mean, honestly, who would even have that type? Maybe Thor, but he's using an axe. I'm talking like hand to hand. That's the most brutal. Like
Thor doesn't take the beatings like he does.
No.
No.
I mean, Moon Knight's gonna.
I mean, the
Moon
only
Moon
other
Knight's
one,
gonna break your jaw and then continue to
So-
hit you another 10 more times.
I went to watch
He's Batman.
Loki.
Yeah.
Oh, not Loki. The first Avengers movie, right? I went all the way back to that. And Loki, when he's first introduced, takes a bunch of bullets to the chest because they're like shooting at him, and he just kind of does the Moon Knight thing where he stabs someone, gets shot a couple times, stabs another guy, changes
but
the
it's not
mind,
as
uses the
violent as
mind
Moon
stone.
Knight.
Not as violent as Moon Knight.
Moon
no.
Knight is vicious.
Yes.
He'd throw something at someone's chest, rip it out, and throw it at another guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said I'm glad they got that done right with him.
Yeah,
It's,
him and
I'm
Deadpool have made
excited.
a good team up.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. What is the Marvel Knights, which I believe it's like Moon Knight, Blade,
Black Knight, maybe.
I think it's Black Knight and then somebody
Ooh,
else.
that's
Maybe Ghost Rider. It's like so. It's like those and like and it's like
So
with
they're
those guys team. That's a brutal fucking bunch of people that will just fuck you up.
I think, but I feel like they're leading up to that because we already know Blade hooked
Yeah.
up with, not hooked up.
Yeah.
Blade went and met with Black Knight.
Black Knight.
at the
Trained
end of
Black-
Eternals.
So yeah, they can build up. So do we get a fresh Ghost Rider?
I hope
Really?
so.
Up to you?
Hopefully,
We're hoping for it. A lot
Well,
of people are hoping for it.
I wouldn't mind if they brought back Robbie Reyes.
From Agents of Shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where
I wouldn't
Because-
mind it either.
Because here's the thing, there are technically 4 Ghost Riders. They're all different. You got the one that rides the horse that no one's ever gonna want to see. I don't even remember that guy's name.
Caretaker.
Yeah. You
That's
have Johnny Cage, who's
Johnny
the stuntman.
Flame. Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze. Why?
You said
oh,
Johnny Cage is
yeah,
Mortal Kombat.
Nicholas Cage. Well, no.
Wrong.
Then you got
Johnny
Danny.
Blaze.
Then you got Danny Ketch, who no one ever likes. He's the '90s one. He's the one that rides the crotch rocket. And then you got Robbie Reyes, who
I
does
know
the
Agents of
crotch
Shield already did Robbie Reyes, but for the sake of fan service, that a lot of fan service that's been done lately, I'd want to see Johnny Blaze because he's the more known one.
They could easily bring back what's his face.
I think he's too old at this point.
He could
You
just
could
be
have
an
an
aged Johnny Blaze with the whole multiverse thing.
I feel like
honestly.
he would try to hold on to his youth too often, though.
He still is trying to hold on to his youth.
Just get some dude that's like 34.
Norman Reedus wants to play Johnny Blaze, and I think he could do it. He's already basically that kind of gruff character in The Walking Dead, so
I could see. I'm not against that casting.
yeah,
No.
I'd be fine with that.
But do people just want to see him because he rides a motorcycle in Walking Dead?
Yeah,
It's like he rode a motorcycle once. Perfect.
What was that other Ghost Rider? 90s?
Danny Ketch. He's one no one likes for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
'cause he's
He
kind of-
turns out to actually be Johnny Blaze's brother.
My favorite, I think, is the what is it, Stone Age Ghost Rider?
He's in one. Doesn't he ride like a mammoth or something?
Yeah,
Yeah. I forgot
Ghost
about that.
Panther. That's it. Because
Is
it's
that
Yeah.
the motorized, whatever the hell that is?
Yeah, it's like a crotch rocket. Yeah, dude. 90s comics are fucking weird. Everything got weird in the 90s.
it hasn't gotten better. The last 3 years, comics have not
I
gotten
don't know.
good.
Oh no, comics are a shit show now. I don't recommend Marvel or DC to anybody. That they gave the fuck up.
Rick Grayson, New Warriors.
Fucking Christ, yeah. I want to talk about
Let's
that.
talk Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey. Yeah.
You wanna talk about that?
Oh, yeah, they did that. I forgot about that.
Talk about that.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I want to talk about it. So any final thoughts on Moon Knight before we move on?
I
Before we
enjoyed
give our
I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I don't think it was
what was
really
everybody's score?
a bad thing about it. It's been a while. You got the book over there?
Yeah.
Don't get the book.
I'm gonna go New Warriors for me. So it's the second
You
second highest. Not New Warriors. God damn it.
hated
Fucking,
it that much?
No, I was.
You
Cause we just said the New Warriors, and that's what went to fucking my head. No, it'd be a Way of the Gun intro.
Yeah.
We were just talking about fucking bad Marvel
Wow.
decisions.
That was wow. I was like, wow. I thought you liked it. You said good things about this.
Let's say good things about Power Rangers. No, I didn't.
Oh, there it is.
Power
Way of
Rangers
the Gun intro. I'd go with that. Too.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think it's
Then what-
extremely.
Then you
solid.
gave it a really
Yes,
low
two.
score at first.
Yeah,
Is that
that's 2.
two? Yeah, I'll give it that same one.
Yeah.
We gotta watch Way of the Gun though.
Yeah. Way
at
of
some
the Gun.
point.
We do have to watch Way of the Gun.
From what
That
I
was a Terrell.
yeah, from what Terrell said, it's pretty much that scene, and then it's all downhill after that.
Yeah.
It peaks. It peaks in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely would be.
That was a good one.
I would like to have it been higher, but I think that's for me as a Moon Knight fan. I already know all the stuff, but I also got to understand is people don't
Yeah.
know the stuff, so
I didn't-
I have to go with it as they have to explain what's going on with him.
I knew he had
so
multiple
other people can understand.
personalities,
I
that's all
think
knew.
so.
Because like season 2 is going to be the Moon Knight that I know I'm going to love
Yeah,
if they do
so
do it.
My
Because now I'm all established.
Yeah,
We don't have to
that's
Still
what I'm
gonna take
hoping
about a
for.
year though.
Yeah.
The only slight issue I have is that it's too short.
6 episodes. Yeah, I was expecting.
Because they had to write a whole origin story, I feel like it should have been at least 10 episodes.
I can see that. But then also, for
What
some
it-
reason, TV shows that when they do more episodes, it seems like it starts to drag more.
Yeah, it paced well and it
10
had a
to
good
15
ending.
seems to be a perfect.
It
number
worried
these
me at
days.
sometimes because third out of 6 episodes in, and he died. So
It's like, what the hell?
I think there's some of those parts that kind of had me concerned, but
Yeah.
they worked out.
That's I think budget too.
Yeah.
Because these shows have so much money they're putting into it.
Well, and they didn't.
Oh, for
They
sure.
probably didn't expect. They didn't know the response for this one.
Yeah, that is another thing too. Is they throw it out there hoping, especially with new characters introduced that a lot of people don't
I
know.
didn't do that.
And then because like the Eternals wasn't perceived that great. I still really like that movie.
I enjoy
I
it.
do too.
I might watch
But
it.
I don't think it's. I mean, it's not top tier Marvel. It's not gonna be in my top 15 MCU films. But
It's better than Thor 2.
well, I mean, that's always the worst. I liked it more than Captain Marvel, but I just don't like that movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Thor 2 was the thing.
yeah, it was.
It was okay.
We don't
Uh,
talk about Thor 2.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
There's actually some good scenes in there, but overall, it sucks.
Apparently, Benedict Cumberbatch
Yeah.
was asked to play Malekath, but he
And-
turned it down because he wanted a better MCU role.
I don't know. They
probably
he's
smart.
Pretty good actor over there.
Yeah, Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, it took me
Good
forever.
actor. They just gave him nothing.
Yeah, they didn't give him anything to work with.
That's what
Malekath
sucks.
is not that much interesting of a villain to
No,
begin with.
he played the role pretty well though.
He's an
Yeah.
important Marvel character, but he's got nothing to him.
No, he's just evil dark elf.
Yeah,
He wants to kill everybody. I mean,
he's just.
is what it is.
It sucks because he's important to Thor's story, but he's got
Yeah.
no personality behind it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. When
One
you
of those
look
things
at,
that don't translate well from comics to movie.
well, you said too. You look at as soon as they put Thor like back on Earth, like most of his interesting stuff is off Earth, and so when you're back on Earth, it's like a
Yeah.
his
Earth's
dealing
kinda
with
boring.
the other realms, which he should just be doing, is way more interesting for Thor than saying like him just hanging out in fucking the U.S.
Well, what if made it interesting?
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
he was just partying all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'd watch a whole movie of just Thor partying. Like I want
Las Vegas.
a.
Battle Champ.
Oh, you know what? It would be hilarious if they mixed like Thor Ragnarok or like a what if live action and just made it feel like 21 and over. Make it bad, having a stupid story of something, and just have Chris Hemsworth Thor be there, just
A party
partying.
Thor?
Party Thor's
Party
trying
Thor.
to get Jeff Chang back to
Yeah.
his house.
You know how funny would that? He'd probably do it better because he just got to throw his hammer up in the air, and Jeff Chang would be throwing up.
No, what if he tries to find his hammer and he keeps reaching out for it, can't find it?
I don't know. I think I would watch the hell out of that movie.
Party Thor? It'd be an R-rated movie.
It
I'm
would
okay
be
with that.
a comedy, an R-rated comedy movie with just Thor being Party Thor.
I think Chris Hemsworth would enjoy that.
Oh, Chris Hemsworth! I feel like Chris Hemsworth would definitely do that in a heartbeat. He likes being funny.
Yeah, he likes making money too.
Yeah.
And we all like making money.
Oh,
I like making
I learned something. In Thor 1, he only made like 100,000 for that movie. By Endgame, he was making like 20 million. It's like,
Yeah.
oh.
What's a lot of those contracts is that's the guarantee, but they make bonuses off of like how much you make at the box office.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people like when the whole Black Widow stuff was going to not being at the box office, how it cut into her money because she got her guaranteed money, which is probably like 400,000 or 500,000. But then can after everything's said and done, box office wise, can walk away with like $15 million.
That's why she sued.
Yeah.
So wait a minute.
Because part of the thing that hurt the box office was Disney Plus.
Well, and the pandemic didn't really help.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just kind of a fucked situation
And then
regardless.
apparently
But now we're
that's-
back to normal.
Disney put that in their contracts for unseeable consequences now. That your revenue may be fluctuated.
Yeah. But you got to.
They didn't. They settled.
Yeah.
Some undisclosed number.
Oh yeah. When it's settled and they won't talk about it, means she got a lot of money.
Good for
And,
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, good for her.
I don't think they're going to talk to her anymore.
Actually, I rewatched Black Widow the other day. I liked it better, actually, the second time I watched it.
I think Yelena is what saves that movie.
Yeah.
Yelena, David Harbour's Red Guardian was real good.
I think everyone overshadowed her.
I actually don't hate Taskmaster as much as everyone else does. I think there's potential for the Taskmaster we know and love.
What I said for Taskmaster, what would have worked better is if when they misted her and like you know, oh, not controlled, she shouldn't have been controlled the whole time. The mist shouldn't have worked. It should have been like, oh no, she was choosing to do this whole time, and so that to not make the sympathetic and like, no, she's still crazy and she will kill you.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm kind of hoping that she's still. I feel like Taskmaster could still possibly work if she chooses the mercenary life,
Which as she should.
as she should, and continues. Then we'll see the Taskmaster that we all know and love.
And fight Moon Knight.
Yeah.
and not be,
Spider-Man,
and
or-
not emulate Moon Knight's fighting style because Moon Knight likes getting hit in the face too much. One of my favorite lines from the comics. There's only one person Taskmaster won't steal their fighting style, and that's Moon Knight. Why is that? He likes getting hit in the face too much. He says that's like, yeah. I was like, oh yeah.
And if you did Moon Knight from the show, he switches between two styles.
Yeah.
You know, we could make that work because, like,
A three, technically.
one thing the MCU has not translated well from, actually any Marvel movie really, from comics to movies, is the mercenaries.
No.
Because there are mercenaries for hire that nobody acknowledges in the movies as a mercenary for hire. Which there are a lot of background powers that could hire a mercenary to go after a superhero, and that's usually a lot of plot points they go with.
Mm-hmm.
The movies haven't done that at all.
That's actually how Taskmaster shows up in the Spider-Man video game.
Yeah,
Someone hired him.
exactly. So, why doesn't, like, I really want to see, if we do a Moon Knight season 2, have someone just hire Taskmaster to fight Moon Knight and just explain someone hired him.
Or try to fight Jake.
Yeah, take that risk.
I'm okay with that.
Because we haven't seen that done at all.
I think that moves us on to, you just want to do the Thor trailer?
Thor trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, looks interesting.
Yeah, it does. Looks really fun. Pretty much, we already know what like the first like
It's
10
basically
minutes.
gonna
10
be
minutes
Thor
are gonna
Ragnarok
be.
too.
Yeah, I mean, you already know like the first 10 minutes are gonna be Thor and Guardians are gonna split up. They already showed that in the
Yeah.
trailer, which everybody knew was probably gonna happen anyways.
Yeah, and that sets up for Guardians 3.
Yeah. And so we'll get. We didn't get to see any of Gore yet, which is a little.
I've
unfortunate.
seen. So we've seen leaked images of Gore.
Yeah.
Them are leaked. They may not be.
Yeah. Oh no, it's true.
Yeah.
It's basically. It looks like him. I think it's him. I've seen the action figure, the concept art for it. I don't like the look of Gore, from how you know what Gore looks like. Basically making Christian Bale just look like Voldemort with a nose and a black sword. But, however, Taika Waititi does promise that Gore will probably be the MCU's best villain we've ever seen.
Ooh, that's
And that's a big promise.
that's a huge promise. We'll talk about later on because I think we
Yeah.
already have that.
I know. That's
We'll
a
get
really that's what I'm
later
saying.
on. Yeah.
So, I'm taking Taika Waititi at his word here. I don't like the look of Gore, but I'll take I'll take his word.
Isn't he a big fan of the Thor comics though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So he actually, I think it was Thor 1, he actually did subtle references.
yeah.
There's like an Astounding Tales poster,
Mhm.
billboard or something. The first
Yeah.
movie.
So that's my
Thor.
take
I
on
think
that.
that's what it was.
Is from the leaks I've seen. I don't like the way Gore looks, but I will take Taika Waititi at his word here, and I'm just gonna hope it's good.
Yeah, especially with him, you just got to see like how it plays out
Yeah.
because like Thor
Yeah.
Ragnarok wasn't the movie I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to be as comical as it was, and it worked for Thor.
And now we're
They
expecting
did.
because we've already seen Ragnarok. So
But the
So-
first one wasn't a comedy.
No.
Second one.
Yeah, it's new. So he took over for the third for Ragnarok.
yeah,
Because they
made
had
it
so
work.
many issues with Thor for the first two, which is crazy how beloved character he is, even though he probably has the worst trilogy.
Yeah,
I enjoy the first one.
Thor's
second
only
one's fine.
beloved because of Ragnarok.
Well, in the Avengers, he's written really well in all the Avengers films.
That's true. Yeah.
Mm. He's not even one of my top favorite characters though. He sits kind of low for me.
MCU or in general, he's MCU. He's
MCU.
probably he's in
MCU
top 10 for me, but overall Thor is still probably top 15.
MCU has yet to tackle one of my favorite heroes, but they kind of just did. We'll talk about that in Doctor
Yeah.
Strange. So,
But with Fat Thor's gone.
Fat Thor is gone, and I'm actually really happy about that.
Yeah.
I feel like
I think they were calling
Endgame.
him-
I feel like Infinity War and Endgame ruined Thor's character,
I think it was like Bro Thor is what they're calling him.
Yeah.
Internet
Yeah.
calling him.
Yeah.
or at least Infinity War made Thor's character. Where I feel like Endgame ruined Thor for me.
Well, he dealt with a lot of shit,
Yeah.
and it's actually something I'll talk when we get to Strange a little bit. Is probably the worst thing for these characters, not as like writing wise but just if you look at the characters as people. The worst thing they could have did at their Endgame was all split up because they are all dealing with issues and problems that they all need help with, and
They all need therapy.
yeah, and they all need people around.
We don't
them.
have a superhero therapist.
and
out there.
everybody just split
Ideal.
on their own, and so you see how well that's working out for everybody right
Hey,
now.
Bucky Barnes had a therapist.
He did, and he
and he stopped going.
Yeah, he stopped going.
But it helped him.
Yeah, it did. That's like
Enough.
It
Just,
helped him enough to help Sam.
Yeah. Nobody in the MCU is like good for emotional support. We figured that out. Like, if we just
At the end of Iron Man 3, he went to Bruce Banner, and Bruce Banner was like, "I'm not that kind of doctor." Yet he still kept talking.
Yeah.
But I'm not that. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, Bruce Banner's probably the most stable out of everyone.
That's saying something. The guy who gets angry and turns into a giant green monster.
He's the most mentally stable
guy we got.
Yeah.
He's learned to tap into that anger, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
because he kind of befriends the Hulk.
Yeah.
It's like his own. Does he have multiple personality disorder now too?
He might after this.
I think technically
Hulk is his
could
own
have been.
entity.
I
Yeah.
want to see more of that in She-Hulk. I want to see, since it's been a popular thing for your alter ego to be talking to you, like through Venom, through Moon Knight, I want to see She-Hulk tackle on that and see if Hulk and Banner talk.
They kind of
That'd be
didn't
interesting.
want. He's like, change. He went, no. What do you mean no?
Yeah.
Trying to think what else was in the Thor trailer.
Oh, we saw
Zeus.
We did see
We
Zeus.
saw Mount Olympus,
Yes, he did.
And
played by
New-
Russell Crowe.
New
Yes.
Asgard. You saw that scene.
Yes, we did see a
Oh,
little bit of
right.
New
We see the
Asgard.
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie chart.
It's pretty clear that Valkyrie is running the place.
Yeah, she had everything all nice and dressed up.
Did we see Lady Sith
No,
in the trailer?
No,
No,
we
that's just
haven't
me.
seen it. We haven't
I
seen
didn't
her.
see her.
I think I saw something with the casting that she's supposed to come back.
Okay. We got to see.
I think she was busy during the last movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's
Sweet
got her
Child of
own
Mine.
T. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't hear that song without fucking thinking of fucking Step Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Fucking singing. He starts talking shit to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mount Olympus. Okay, so we're gonna get more gods. So Zeus is definitely dying.
Oh yeah.
Zeus is gonna get.
I'm okay with that.
It's just what's gonna happen.
Is Zeus? I mean, he probably started something somewhere.
He's either gonna die or he's
No, Zeus probably screwed the wrong person.
no. He's probably gonna be like, Gore is probably gonna kill him. The Thor's gonna realize this guy's killing gods and we need to stop him.
Yeah.
It's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Wonder if we'll get a hint at Hercules in the film
I hope so.
because he is
No,
he is
he's a
someone
very
in the
important-
comics.
Yeah, he's important to the comics.
He
there.
actually is one of the few that can lift Thor's hammer in the comics.
Yeah.
He did it and took out the robot Thor.
Speaking of Thor's hammer,
Oh yeah, we have
we get to see
Lady Thor.
Lady Thor, Jane Foster's Thor,
Well, this
and it looks like Mjolnir has been completely repaired from
yeah,
Hela's
this
break.
also leads to something else. She might take up the name Thor.
She does.
He might take up the name Odinson. Thor will change his name to Odinson.
He is Thor Odinson.
No, he'll just use that last name. He won't
Maybe.
use the name Thor anymore. He'll give her the name Thor.
Yeah.
That's how the comics did it. Or that's what I read.
Yeah, then she died.
He used Odinson.
Yeah, she dies because she has cancer, and Mjolnir is the only thing holding her together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess every time she transforms into Thor, it's kind of accelerates things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because she gets treatment as human and also transforms, the treatments
Yeah.
cancel out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious how they play that out in the movies.
Yeah,
But I feel
I
like
don't-
Jane Foster's going to die by the end of the film.
I think she has to. It's like even with that comic run, because I haven't read that comic run. It's one of those. It's like you're waiting for her to like, yeah, she's gonna.
Or
go
it's
in
going to be
soon.
kind
Yeah.
of a dramatic moment and she's going to
Yeah.
die instead.
Yeah.
Man, Thor can't take another loss.
He's going to.
He's everybody he likes or is his friends with just
You
fucking
know, I feel like
dies.
he's gonna see Zeus and be like super excited and stoked and be like, Zeus, it's been so long, or whatever.
Something like that. They could build up.
And you know, they just have this whole like bromance thing, and then next scene, Zeus is killed
Sword
because
through.
the necro sword stabbed or something. You know, I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
I mean,
Or Zeus gets overconfident, like, I can take him out. Oh.
I can handle your
Yeah.
god butcher.
yeah.
Oh.
Well, everybody else in Mount Olympus like, good, finally, he's fucking dead.
Yes.
Him banging women has caused so much fucking problems. He's got 30 kids that all hate each other.
Hades probably like, yes, finally,
Double O.
take that, Zeus.
Yeah.
Watching down below going, yeah! Celebrating.
Yeah.
Well, which is another weird thing. Yeah.
Underworld.
Another weird thing with Hades too is actually like Hades and Zeus were actually on good terms. Everybody, because he's the god of like the underworld and
Yeah,
death.
they're
People
the-
assume he's a bad guy, but he
They're
doesn't
just yin
do
and yang.
anything.
They're yin and yang to each other.
They're
Yeah.
brothers. aren't
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't technically like really do anything against Zeus, but people, he's the god of the underworld and the undead. He does all that. He must be a bad guy. He's like, no, I was given a title.
I was given a job just like the rest of us.
Yeah, someone has to fucking do it, but yet I'm the bad guy here.
Well, you take people away from living. Fine.
No, I mean,
I
mortals is mortal for a reason.
Yeah.
It's probably the way Hades looks at it.
What if we'll get Ares as well? Curious
I think
about
that'd
that.
be cool.
Because Ares also appears in the comics.
Yeah, it's funny how
He
both
got fucking shredded into death. Oh, hell, was a rough death.
It's probably funny how both Marvel and DC have Greek gods all the same, and they can't copyright each other.
No.
Because Ares is a major DC villain.
Mm-hmm.
Ares is just a character in Marvel.
Yeah.
Hercules is both important to Marvel and DC.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't really. They're gods. You can't.
Yeah, I know.
you
I
can't
just find that
copyright gods.
hilarious, though.
It was weird DC never went after Thor. Like, to use a
Yeah.
character called Thor, and they could.
They think they did at one point.
Technically can.
Yeah.
Because it's more religious freedom.
They
Yeah.
could. So what they
But
should probably. I don't
Marvel
know.
would
I'd have to look it up. I just know
Marvel
the
would
Greek
be-
gods are in the DC,
DC.
universe.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Marvel
think they've
would
ever
be-
actually used Norse gods before in
No,
DC.
which is surprising.
Yeah.
Marvel would be mad.
Yeah, but is what it is. Not like I say, you can't do anything about it. Can't copyright. So
Yeah.
You can't copyright a religion.
no.
And next thing you know, Disney. What the hell? Disney buys.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about it, honestly. I do think it's kind of
Buys
funny
everything.
that Greek gods are in both universes just there.
Disney buys the Norse gods. No.
Yeah, the only difference is DC has the new gods. Marvel is just Marvel.
Marvel does what they want. Buys
DC
what they
has
want.
new guys. Marvel has. I think it's supposed to be the Eternals.
Yeah,
You know they were
basically.
both created by the same guy.
Yeah,
Was it Jack Kirby?
yeah.
Yeah, he left Marvel, went to DC, made the new gods. They said something like they didn't want to do that. They want to do something else. So they fired him, so he went back to Marvel, made the Eternals. It's like I'm fucking telling this story. I
Yeah.
want to tell.
He wanted to tell the Eternals. and
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think that wraps up the Thor trailer.
Yeah.
A lot happened, but not a lot happened.
Yeah.
Which I'm good
I
with.
want to see more.
I'm hoping if when they get the second trailer, just show gore, show a little bit, don't overdo it, which Doctor Strange ended up overdoing his trailer.
No Way Home and Doctor Strange
Yeah.
overdid it.
Yeah,
You
you don't
gotta
have
stop
to.
doing that.
2 trailers max. Do your teaser, do a trailer, call it a day.
Yeah.
Quit doing TV spots and showing extra scenes.
Yeah, I was watching Hulu all of a sudden seeing trailers for Doctor Strange going,
Yep,
holy
and
crap,
that
I know
spoils.
who the Illuminati
Yeah,
are.
major stuff in the movie gets spoiled.
Illuminati will see you now.
Well,
Yeah,
not only that,
but
they
Hulu's-
show
the
2
Hulu-
characters that are big surprises in the
Yeah.
film.
Just Captain Carter
Yeah,
and
Hulu. I saw the shield at the
Captain
wall. I'm like,
Marvel.
oh, it's blue and British.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you see Professor X rolling up.
Oh yeah, they just
In the
show up
trailer.
Professor, and they
I
even
know,
have
I
his
sure-
voice in there.
Yeah, I was
We
like,
should tell
oh,
him the truth.
come on. I mean, one.
His voice is unique.
There's 2 surprises in there.
And you're like, Professor X, what? And then
I
the
didn't,
other
I didn't,
surprises.
I didn't know about Fantastic Four though. I didn't know about that one.
No.
Yeah.
That was a
Spoilers,
surprise.
by the way.
Yeah, well, we're going into it anyways. Spoilers
Massive
for
spoiler alert.
Doctor Strange, Multiverse of
If
Madness.
you haven't seen the movie by now, that's your fault.
Yeah, just honestly, it is your fucking fault.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
So, where
Great
do you want
Freak.
to start with that?
I
Great
mean,
movie. You mean
basically
Chris Paul twice?
begins not too far after the whole Spider-Man situation, and it's hinted at that Doctor Strange does know who Spider-Man is. That
Yeah.
he's the only person that knows, but he still knows.
Well, in No Way Home,
Yeah.
someone threw out a theory out there was, what was the theory? Was that when he was first making the spell for Peter, and then it failed, he's like, you changed my spell 6 times. And Peter said 5 times. He said, you changed my spell. You don't do that. So, the great Doctor Stephen Strange doesn't make
The
mistakes
great
like this.
Strange.
He just, with his reputation, right? Reputation like that. He doesn't make verbal mistakes. Hinted at, he made a change already before Peter's changes. Meaning he was going to always remember who Peter Parker was.
As I think, I think that's
But
exactly
that's
how
the
it went.
theory anyway, is that Doctor Strange
He's not
did
gonna
that on
cast a
purpose.
spell about something without him knowing it.
Yeah.
He's not gonna.
He
allow
made
that
sure
to happen.
Wong forgot about the party.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, we're not changing the spell again.
Remember
We're
that?
changing this one more time.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go float up and close the
One
spell.
change ain't
One
so,
change?
ain't so bad.
Well, I can do one change. I can stabilize that change.
Yeah.
So it picks off right after there. Actually, it starts off. We get
away.
American Chavez. No, we get American
Oh.
Chavez and
Defenders.
Defender Strange.
I liked him.
Yeah,
Good
cool
fun.
suit for the whole 5
He
minutes.
had ice powers.
Good.
he had the boots that regular Mordo was wearing.
And
Those
he had a ponytail.
Yes, he did. Looked even more like an asshole.
Yeah. To which he was about to kill
Ice
America
power.
Chavez to keep that
Ice powers.
multiverse power.
He had blue ring. His
And then he was killed
powers
by
were blue.
those evil demon bands that have not been named.
Oh yeah, we never got that thing.
No, we didn't get a name for that. It was just a demon.
And then American Chavez used their star powers.
And then enters into the main universe into New York, which again goes back to being a civilian in New York for the 7th time.
Just fucking Tuesday.
Doctor
man.
Strange.
no,
Doctor Strange was at a wedding. He was,
Yeah,
everything
Doctor
was-
Strange
everything was
couldn't
normal.
even go to Christine Palmer's wedding that he wasn't really
Yeah.
a part of.
No, you want red wine? Okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Here's some
He
wine.
turned her white wine to red wine.
He did. Because that's what Doctor Strange does on his day off.
Yeah.
Just goes to weddings and changes wine. Like, you could change the whole universe. Fuck you. I'm taking a day off, okay?
Give me a day off. I can't even take a day off because there's a giant multi-dimensional octopus demon
And then
with
people
one
are screaming.
eye.
He looks out the window going, all right.
Yeah.
Finishes
Yeah.
the martini, puts it down, jumps out the window.
Oh, he probably couldn't wait to get out of there, though. It was weird going
Yeah.
to your ex's wedding.
Yeah, for sure.
But at least he finished the martini first.
He's
Married
probably
a
hearing
dude.
like people screaming like, "Yes, finally!"
Your ex is marrying a dude who's apparently a big fan of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to meet him.
Yeah, it's like, I'm good.
Yeah, puts down
Oh,
a
yeah.
drink, pulls out the key, floats away.
Does his thing.
This is a little
And
triangle.
the demon there was actually Shuma Gorath, but they couldn't call it Shuma Gorath due to copyright issues, so they took the character of Shuma Gorath and just changed the name. If you buy a Lego set, it's Gargantos. But it's that same
Yeah.
character. It's whatever. It's that thing. It doesn't last long anyway. Because, you know,
No.
Doctor Strange
Stranger.
shows up, Wong shows up, they save America Chavez.
I like Wong. Wong was actually pretty good in this movie.
Yeah, he was. I like Wong. It's one of my favorites in there.
Yeah, he's a huge
Like,
character
it's funny
development.
because I kind of like the side characters in the MCU more than the main characters.
Wong had so much development since he was first
Yeah,
introduced.
Wong's a good one.
Wong might be the best side character.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, even I'm thinking that even Spider-Man, like, I like him more than MJ and Ned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not that they're bad, it's just Wong's just that fucking cool.
Yeah, he is.
What do you mean the party at Commentage? Do you remember? No?
No, exactly. Just don't leave me. Just don't involve me.
He's so over it.
So yeah, they talk to America Chavez, find out she can transport to the multiverse, having that really cool power.
I don't understand the concept of stars.
Yeah,
I don't really understand that. It's just kind of
it's probably just how she is in the comics.
a star.
Yeah.
Star, cosmic, okay, whatever.
Her character is very cartoony in the comics, and that's what that's all about. That's basically the whole theme.
She came out like 2011.
Yeah,
She's more of a
she's a
newer
very
character.
cartoony type character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
She
She
wasn't
came out before. She came out after the MCU had already started, and now
Yeah.
she's in the MCU.
Yeah.
That was pretty
weird.
I
quick.
believe she's been around longer than Miles has. I think Miles started in 2012.
Really?
Yeah. Miles hasn't been around that long.
I thought Miles was early 2000.
Hmm. I want to say 2012.
Yeah.
Maybe 2011, 2010, but I don't think anything before 2010.
11.
2011? Okay, yes,
Huh.
same year.
Let me find out. Chavez.
So yeah, they find
11.
out. They find out the demons are actually not sorcery, but
Huh.
witchcraft.
Miles is a month older. August and September.
Nice.
Yeah. So after they find out that's witchcraft, they go. Doctor Strange goes and seeks out Wanda, and this is kind of where the movie picks up. Turns out Wanda's the witch behind the witchcraft,
Yeah.
and then
Didn't
she's the
see
main
that.
villain
I
throughout
did
the
not
whole
see
movie.
that comment.
I didn't either.
No, her peaceful,
She got a hold of the
tree.
dark hold and just has
Is,
lost her mind.
Yeah,
even
so-
worse.
Like, the second she goes-
peaceful. She's like,
The second she's like, "Why don't you just bring America here?" And I was like, "Oh no, that's not good."
it took me a minute. Why did she know her name? And then
And
all of a sudden it's
that was a red flag for me. I was like, "Oh no,
he was backing off. I'm like,
that's not good." And he
"Hi."
even backed off, and she's like, "What? You didn't say her name, did he?" He's like, "I did not." And then boom,
She
the
waves
whole
her.
field of very real cherry trees are not real cherry trees or
I don't-
apple trees or
I
whatever
don't
she
know
was
those- I
pruning.
I think
out
they're
there.
supposed to be apples.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden everything was just a dead field.
yeah. She turned a dead field into a field of apple trees.
Because she
And
said the hex is easy, the lie is the hard one.
Yeah.
Yeah, her getting hold of the Darkhold at the end of WandaVision. Yeah, completely.
Completely.
She went completely dark side.
Yeah. And in fact, it's explained in the movie that the Darkhold corrupts and possesses the user, which is comic accurate. And they even say, through a prophecy, Wanda Maximoff is no longer Wanda Maximoff that we know already. This is the Scarlet Witch. The Scarlet Witch of the prophecy that holds the Darkhold.
She was already Scarlet Witch, but it's like the Darkhold went, yeah, we're going to magnify your powers 500 times.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be in control anymore.
Yeah. And from then on, it just kind of went downhill for Doctor Strange.
Yeah, they tried to make a stand at
Kamar-Taj had fallen.
And this is where you get Scarlet Witch becomes a fucking horror villain.
Oh yeah, this movie has terrifying. A lot of horror. It's very Sam Raimi. It has a lot of Evil Dead theme aspects to it. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. And everything they do, like, she gets past the shield that all the wizards are holding. She goes to a rookie wizard and tells him to run.
He just panics.
Breaks the shield. She kills everybody. Doctor Strange. That was a weird sound. Doctor Strange traps her into a
mirror dimension, I think it was.
Mirror dimension. Mm-hmm. She breaks out of the mirror dimension she just Bloody Marys her way, killing more people.
And then did an exorcist thing coming out of the mirror.
That was
crawling back, snapping.
And then she, of course, tries to take America Chavez, who opens a portal, and then Doctor Strange tackles her, and then they enter the multiverse. And we see 20 different universes. 10 different universes.
The Living Tribunal was flashed in.
Was one of those.
Mm-hmm.
There was a cartoony world. There was.
I don't know what Savage
Cube
Lands
world.
Is. That was shown.
There was a world that looked like it was just ran by a bunch of Stark drones from Far From Home.
Savage Lands is in the MCU. It's basically like. Goddamn, I'm trying to. Prehistoric lands or whatever. So you get a bunch of dinosaurs and shit like that. A bunch of shit goes on there.
You get the Living Tribunal.
I was gonna say Little Garden from One Piece because I know you'd get that.
You get Paint World.
Bunch of shit. Oh yeah, Paint World. Come on, let's go to Paint World. Fuck no, that looked terrifying.
I just thought he was on a badass trip going through there.
It's hard to eat in there.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, you don't really feel throw up. He's like, no, I'm fine.
I've gone through weird trips before. So this is New York and the mall.
Throws a bit up. I hate the That's one of those chimney chutes. All of a sudden, it's
oh, we didn't even talk about the fact that he buried himself.
Oh yeah,
the dead body of Defender Strange entered into the main universe. That's important later.
Yeah.
There's Spider-Man. Does she shoot webs out of his butt?
God, I hope not.
He's like, I don't. Yeah. God, I hope not.
Oh, that's just becoming a question now.
He buried his own body.
Peter, where all do webs come out of?
Well, they asked even though you could shoot anywhere else.
Yeah.
No.
Just the wrists.
I mean, come on. If your buddy Spider-Man shoots webs, I'm like, okay, I gotta ask this question. Those webs kind of anywhere else? No, I don't think so.
Wrist?
You stare at MJ. You know if they come on him.
You know.
Actually, that was that clip from Family Guy. It cuts to Spider-Man and he's laying in bed and she's just got a web around her. Sorry, it's never happened to me before. That's great. But yeah, so no, they end up in Earth
838.
838. Oh, I thought it was 84.
Well, Will and I watched this movie twice.
Yeah, you caught it more harder trying to catch every little thing.
Yeah.
That's why I also caught when Scarlet Witch basically said American Chavez. Mm-hmm. I didn't see it the first time, but the second time he's backing off, uh-oh. What's she up to?
Yeah, that was a red flag for me. That was a red flag for Strange, too. He caught on.
Yeah, so they end up in the world where red means go and green means stop.
Yeah. And balls of pizza are made. Pizza balls.
I'm not against that.
Which actually, we got the coolest cameo in the entire movie. Bruce Campbell shows up because he's
a huge fan of Sam Raimi.
Oh, he's like Sam Raimi's buddy.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
He was Pizza Papa. Pizza Papa always gets paid.
Yeah, Sam Raimi called Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell went, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Pretty much is our conversation.
I do love when directors do that.
Yeah.
Just like fucking Quentin Tarantino always has Sam Jackson in every one of his films. Or Guillermo del Toro always has Ron Perlman.
Huh.
He's always going to have those guys. And just, if you're a buddy with a director, I'll make another movie. Come on. I got a role for you.
I got something for you.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
Which is kind of funny because Bruce Campbell was fan casted for Boulder the Brave for Thor. But, I like Pizza Papa too.
I wouldn't be against either one of those. I don't think we'll ever get Boulder, which is somewhat unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, he's he's the lamest of the three brothers, but he's really fucking strong. And if someone really should be leading Asgard, it should be him.
Yeah.
He's the god of fucking light. Just saying. Just saying. He's got a sword.
Yeah.
Kills people.
Kills people.
Yeah, you're always cooler with a sword. Unless you're like a nerd at Comic-Con, and it makes you less than.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Anyway.
I can see you outside of Comic-Con with a sword. I'd be more intimidated if it was at Comic-Con with a sword.
Oh,
I'm
that's
like
a-
less
Have you seen our closet of
I know.
swords?
No.
I'm buying a sword, but I'm just saying.
What was that? The other day we were driving and a guy with a sword and shield.
Oh yeah, we were driving down locally here in Toledo, and there was just some random dude walking his girlfriend. I assume was a guy.
Girlfriends.
It was a guy and a girl. The girl was dressed
Or some
in a
girl he
pink dress.
kidnapped.
I don't know. She was dressed like a princess, like Princess Peach.
He had like a sword.
This
and shield
guy
and was pointing.
wearing a white, skin tight white
He should not
T-shirt
have worn
and
that.
like
Should not have worn that.
gym shorts,
Probably.
and he was like holding a plastic sword and a plastic shield, like a kid's toy, and he was pointing across the street just with the sword and shield. Dude looked like
Wonder
he
if
was
they were
maybe
going-
30.
I wonder if they're going LARPing somewhere.
I don't
No,
think
those
so. He
are-
wasn't dressed up. He was just comfortable.
You know what? Good for him.
He looked comfortable.
Good for him. I'm not gonna go ask that dude what's going on. He's got a sword.
He's got a sword.
It may look fake, but hey, it might be real. I'm not fighting a guy with a sword.
It's true.
Fuck that.
I favor a mace over anything. Mace or Warhammer. Those are my preference.
Battle axe.
Oh, okay. I'll give it battle axe.
Yeah, gotta go with the battle axe.
Well, see, a mace or a sword works for you, Will. You're so big. You might the force and power you could hit.
Oh.
Yeah, you're fucking someone's life up if you hit him with a warhammer.
Yeah.
Plus, if you learn how to swing that, it's not really. You don't even need to be strong. You just need the momentum.
Yeah.
No, you need a character with a warhammer in one hand and a mace in another.
That's what
I
was
think
it?
Lord of the Rings did that.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla was supposed to do. You could dual wield shields, but you couldn't do swords.
Yeah.
For a little bit, they had to change. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I tried dual wielding in Valhalla.
Yeah.
It's
They can now. It's alright.
too clumsy.
Yeah.
You lose block.
It's like they
You
didn't
have to
realize
say-
people wanted to do that. It's like, well, yeah, you'll have a sword and shield in one hand. Why else would you be in there? Like, no, I want two swords. Well, it doesn't work that way. It's kind of only mechanics works for a shield.
It's kind of clumsy because you lose your block. That's
Yeah.
like what you use it. To usually have like an axe or a shield.
So, yeah, back to Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, he just
got
threw up.
Pizza Papa.
Yeah.
Pizza Papa tried to attack that.
He tried to attack Doctor Strange with a thing of mustard, and Doctor Strange got a hit,
Flip the fuck
used his magic and made him punch himself.
Like,
Does that last long? Oh,
3
maybe
weeks?
3 weeks. That's important later.
Unfortunately.
I want to make pizza balls. I want to figure out how to make those.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
There's definitely. All you gotta do is just deep fry some dough and then put some sauce and cheese on it and like put them in the oven. Probably. I'm guessing.
Probably, yeah.
I'm
Pizza balls.
Sorry, I'm googling it.
So yeah,
Yes,
and
they go to the.
they were looking for that Doctor Strange. Where they find a statue. This Doctor Strange is dead. They
Ki-
find Mordo.
Killed by Thanos. At least
Killed
that's
by
what it
Thanos.
says.
Sacrificed
Yeah,
himself.
there's a recipe.
Thanos.
We're gonna try it later.
They find Mordo. Long story short, Mordo is not who he seems, and this
Mordo's
is kind
not-
of the good part of the movie. The best.
Mordo hugs Dr.
Yeah, he's like my brother.
Dr. Strange. Okay, it's an awkward hug.
Turns out that was an act, and he put him to sleep with some tea, and then sent him, locked him up. And,
sands of something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
the name. I
Yeah.
can't remember the name. Looks like- Did you drink some of that tea?
I think I did. And then that's kind of leads up to the meeting with the Illuminati.
Yes.
Well, not right away. He was in a cage.
He was in the cage, couldn't break out of the cage. Found out Christine Palmer of that universe had built the cage.
Well, she was actually no. She said she volunteered for Baxter Foundation.
Yeah, that was the first clue. Was the Baxter Foundation, and
then
that like my head.
She was it 838 Doctor Strange 616? She was naming.
Yeah, the MCU. I'm sorry, comic book fans. The MCU has now been retconned as Universe 616.
Yeah, no. You have Comic 616. You have MCU at 616.
Comic book fans who have read the official Marvel Handbook, which stated that the MCU was based in Earth 19999. And
Want to add another 9 on there?
9.
There.
Yeah, and then that's because that's official Marvel Handbook. that's what comic book fans are going for. A lot of comic fans are just angry that they didn't call it Earth 199999 and they called this Earth 616.
No.
Okay, well, reading 99999 is a lot.
Can you imagine
more
like,
fun
we're
than
Earth
saying that?
We're Earth 838. We have designated your world as Earth 1999999999.
What now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, thanks.
I
I'll
don't know,
take that. I'll take
Doctor
that middle
Strange
finger.
Was still being Doctor
Yeah.
Strange.
So I think it works.
It does. Just make it simple.
I did notice something when she was doing numbers. She's like 838 Doctor Strange. She's like, what, a cyborg? I'm a cyborg?
Yeah, am I
I
cyborg?
know that's our. But she had the hand pictures of like the hand X-rays of each Doctor Strange. They were mirrored. It's like they were a flipped image. His fingers broke the opposite way.
Yeah, so my guess is probably that universe is going to be the one that's closely related to the MCU 616.
Yeah.
Another important factor, I'll say at the end of this movie, what I think this is replacing, comics-wise. But essentially, yeah, then he meets up with the Illuminati, who
Everybody.
we get to see everybody there. And
he actually said Black Bolt's full name.
well, he said Baron Mordo apparently.
Baron
he goes
Carl.
Goes by his real comic name. He's like, I, Baron Carl Mordo.
Carl.
Carl? Because his name in the comics is actual Carl Amadeus Mordo.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Baron's a title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like Baron Carl Mordo. Carl.
He
Introduces Captain Carter,
No.
the first Avenger.
And
Blackagar Boltagar.
Hyagar. He went Keeper of the Terrigen Mist.
Yes, Keeper of the Terrigen Mist,
He titled
Inhuman King.
Yeah, he titled each one.
Blackagar Boltagar. We
Hyagar.
were making fun of that in the last a couple podcasts ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys.
Hey, the guy,
didn't know
hey,
that.
the Gare.
Overdose surprised.
It is one of the worst names ever. Just call him Black Bolt.
Blackagar Boltagar. You know, Heidegger, Heidegger.
And then what was it? Captain Marvel, Defender of the...
Captain
Yeah,
Marvel.
Captain Marvel, Defender of the Cosmos. Then, the other big giant cameo nobody knew. Smartest man alive, Reed Richards of the
Spears.
Fantastic Four.
Teleports.
It's the guy everybody wanted to play.
John Krasinski.
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job.
And actually, one of the... so there's that. We get the Illuminati. They talk. They will basically... The gist is...
I say, think you're no, you're not missing somebody. Never mind.
Am I here?
Captain
Black
Carter.
Bolt, Captain Carter.
Yeah, so
I'm missing somebody, but we haven't gotten that. He leaves
not that.
out.
No, then you hear him.
Basically, they tell him they want to kill him. He says, he's
Yeah,
so confused
Dr.
because he read
Strange
the
is-
statue. And then you hear the voice of Patrick Stewart.
Should we tell him the truth?
Yeah, and then you see
I can't do
he's
that voice.
rolling down. You hear that. Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
The classic.
The
The
classic.
biggest hypocrite in this fucking film.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We'll get to it when it happens.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he says the line he says, I'm like, that doesn't fucking make sense.
You should tell him the truth. And he's like, that's not how Strange died.
Mm.
And then it did turn out that...
Yeah.
So, 838's Doctor Strange was corrupted by the Darkhold.
Because
Found out where the Book of Ashanti was, which is the main plot book of the movie that they need to fight.
yeah.
They use the... So, it's weird. Alright,
It's the parallel to the Darkhold.
Yeah,
Which
they
doesn't
used the
make
Book of
sense.
Ashanti to defeat Thanos in that universe on Titan. And then, right after that decided to kill Strange.
But Strange kept doing that dream walking.
Yeah, because he created an incursion, which is wherein two universes collide together, and one or both of the universes are completely destroyed. They didn't like that, so they killed Doctor Strange. With Black
Dr.
Bolt
Strange-
just saying,
Dr.
I'm
Strange-
sorry.
Doctor Strange kind of, I can't stop. I need help.
Yeah.
Basically, is.
Well, we're gonna help you, Black Bolt.
Well, they're just simple words. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't even that loud. I mean,
We got to see-
He could have shouted,
basically,
I'm sorry, and blow a hole.
We got to
Well,
we got to see context of what Black Bolt's powers are for those who don't know who Black Bolt is.
Yeah, I mean, he beat the Hulk with a whisper.
Yeah, and that's important later. Is know what Black Bolt's power is because
I feel like I gotta watch Inhumans.
again,
Oh,
a
no.
lot of this movie does a lot of foreshadowing.
So
Yeah.
This movie does a lot of foreshadowing to tell you what's going to happen later. Charles Xavier went on to think of it as a.
yeah, they actually made the Sonic
Because-
off his head.
He decides, obviously Scarlet Witch comes in because she dreamwalks to herself into that universe, and then
Oh, we
comes
can
after
take
America Chavez.
We can take out your witch.
Breaches, yeah.
Okay.
He's like, do you really think I'm a bigger threat than a Scarlet Witch? Oh, we can handle you, little witch, if she decides to dreamwalk.
Yeah, we just don't trust you.
Well, you're
He's like, no, you can't.
You
Well, there's
wiped
been a
out-
breach. Yeah.
you
There's
wiped
been a
out a
breach.
universe.
You wiped out a universe. Camertage has fallen, guys. I don't have the
Mine-
Darkhold.
Oh,
She has the Darkhold.
Baron Mortal. Mine hasn't fallen. Well, my
Yeah,
Camotage hasn't fallen.
Then it's really come down to the fact that Baron Mordo just doesn't like Strange.
This is like Strange in Universe is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. The multiverse has a theme, though.
I don't like Doctor Strange.
He's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
He's a narcissist.
He's just our asshole.
Yeah.
My favorite character.
So,
Yes.
yeah. Scarlet Witch destroys all the sentry bots the Illuminati had.
Ultron.
Ultron.
Ultron commands you to stop.
So one thing I caught on to that is all the Ultron sentry bots are voiced by Ross Marquand, who also played Red Skull in Endgame, which I thought
Ultron
he's also
commands
in
you to
Walking Dead,
stop.
but
And then,
it's very clear that this universe created Ultron in the way that was intended, and he never went bad. I'm assuming he just never went bad.
Yeah.
It was basically
unless he was not created with Mind Stone.
well,
he might have
it's pretty clear he's created by Reed Richards.
This one.
That or a possible Hank
Yeah.
Pym like he is in the comics.
Yeah, Hank Pym too. Chances are Hank Pym liked Reed Richards because he didn't like Tony Stark.
No, I mean, why would you like Tony Stark?
Exactly.
Well, the way my understanding is, Stan Lee created Tony Stark. It's basically a character you don't like. I'll show it. They're throwing over
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, whatever. It works.
So, and here comes the scene.
That's
That scene.
harsh.
Get to it.
It's hard to watch.
The Illuminati confront
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch as Mr.
former-
Fantastic, Black Bolt, Captain Carter, and Captain Marvel.
Probably the weakest version of the Illuminati there's ever existed.
Oh,
No, not just like
You're
a
missing-
strength way, but there's a big players in the Illuminati that's not in this version,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, yeah.
You're expecting the big superhero fight. It's not what you get because he tells
I
Wanda.
mean, there's one character who's in the Illuminati who, if he would have been here, Scarlet Witch would have been dead.
Oh, for sure.
He would just taken her out and just went on with his day.
Yeah. Which character?
Namor.
Yeah, he's
Oh yeah,
Namor. That's
Yeah.
a trident to the heart. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Atlantis. See you guys later.
See you guys later. Yeah.
There's no talking.
You killed my friend. I'm gonna
with
kill
him.
you. now.
So there was no talking in this fight. Well, there was talking. He was,
No,
he tries
Reed-
to relate
Reed-
to her
Reed
first.
Richard,
Yeah.
Smartest man alive tells
the
Wanda,
dumbest idiot in the world.
"Don't try anything, because Black Bolt can destroy you with one whisper from his mouth."
She just proposed
To
to
which
what mouth?
What mouth?
And he just like, what the hell? He
Pan
just-
over, and Black Bolt's mouth is gone.
and he screams and his brain deflates.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like what the? And then
That scene had me shook for like the next 3 scenes.
Yeah.
Up until what happened next was
Mr.
Reed
Fan-
Richards thought it was a good
decided
idea
to
to
stretch.
try and stretch his arm towards Wanda to try to get her to stop.
and becomes spaghetti.
And she turned him into the man into spaghetti.
And
Blew his head off too.
And then you had Captain Carter.
And Captain Carter
and,
said, "I can do this all day." To where Wanda
gets-
threw her shield at her and split her in half, the Darth Maul fashion way.
we don't even
Then her and
They
Captain.
didn't hold on it as long as the rookies did, though.
Oh yeah, the rookies would have came and gone. You know, just they would have pulled out that car and defeated Wanda.
No, I mean when the whole cut scene,
Yeah.
instead of standing there for an hour before we get the fall over, that's been great.
Jeez. Yeah. Then Captain Marvel
held out
and
the
Wanda
longest.
they held out for a minute. They
It's
span
like the
around.
blast went one way, then
But then it became pretty clear that Wanda just absorbed all of her powers and then threw a statue on her. By the way, this Captain Marvel we didn't talk about
Is,
was actually Maria Rambeau and not Carol Danvers.
Mm-hmm. More likable.
Very yeah. You'd think Maria Rambeau was likable, and she wasn't. She wasn't likable. I liked Carol. This made me like Carol Danvers more than Maria Rambeau. In fact, I think Carol Danvers is probably stronger than Maria Rambeau as Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I go with that.
From what we've seen,
At least, yeah, well, saw the powers. Well, we also don't know backstory, how exactly she got the powers or not. So
Yeah.
we assume it was the same way, but that doesn't It could have been off by a
There's
little
a
bit.
lot of off things about this.
Mhm.
I mean,
And then don't
the
forget,
Illuminati themselves do open doors because now you have the X-Men that exist. The
you don't even get to
Inhumans.
talk
The
about-
Inhumans already existed in
the
616.
final person to try to stop Wanda.
Oh yeah,
Should we get
forgot.
there?
Professor Charles Xavier.
He just shouts the word stop.
He says enough, and they go into mind battle.
He should have won.
He notices that 838's Wanda is trapped under some rubble, so he tries to take her out.
And then he just
then
kind of stops.
616 Scarlet Witch
I mean, it's the
comes with a
it's
red
not-
cloud.
it's
It
not
snaps his neck, and then real time his
It's
neck
like-
snaps, and then boom, the Illuminati is just toast, except for Mordo.
Mortal can rebuild, probably gonna attack 616 later on.
Yeah, that actually sets. I feel like this sets up for Secret Wars.
Yeah.
And then what? Doctor Strange and what's her face escape?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
escape.
Barely, they were getting chased down.
Actually, no, they don't
That was-
escape. They don't escape. They get chased down in the most like Evil Dead kind of a way.
Oh yeah, where they keep closing doors.
Horror movies, zombies,
Yeah.
bullshit.
It was,
Fucking
it was
crazy.
actually really cool.
It was. That's,
Cool.
that's
And
actually
then
one of
all
my
a sudden
favorite
it's like they
scenes.
stop.
Yeah, because Wanda stepped on a
Run.
glass, so she's like limping towards them, but her eye, it's all dark and her eyes are red.
And then all of a
it's
sudden they
perfect.
stop. One of the blast doors drop, and they're like,
Why did they stand there? They
And then all of a
just
sudden-
kept running.
Because it's white people in any horror situation.
Yeah, you're right.
We
He said,
stop.
okay.
But not all of them. were white. They
Wanda
had America.
breathed because they were in tunnels underwater.
Yeah,
He's like, okay, other wander, hold your breath. So,
but that didn't last long at all.
No, it was slow.
Yeah, and they didn't even escape. What happened was they used America's power
No,
to.
they didn't. They
No, Wanda used America's power, absorbed her power, opened a portal.
No,
to...
they haven't even gotten to the Book of Vishanti yet.
Oh, they did get to the Book of Ashanti.
Yeah,
That's what they were
because
running.
Doctor Strange tried to open it. It's like something important to me.
Yeah, he opened the book and she blasted the book and destroyed it like right away.
Yeah, and that doesn't make sense to me.
It is Wanda. She erased her mouth and turned her man into spaghetti. It makes sense that she can destroy a book.
But if it's just as powerful as the Darkhold, there should be a physical representation somewhere. Because the Darkhold.
It was in the world between worlds.
Well, the Darkhold had a temple.
So did the Book of Ashanti.
The Vishanti was just a book, but did it have like a temple?
I don't think it had a temple.
Or did the Living Tribunal write the book? And
Probably.
so there's source materials. And, yeah, she burned that book. It was nothing.
Yeah.
This all-powerful book. I was like, no.
It's the pages. It's the spells that are powerful, not the book.
But as it burned, there was a star on the page.
Yeah, so it's pretty clear that America's power comes from the Book of Ashanti.
Or she is the book.
Maybe.
I don't know.
That's a good one.
Or she is that energy that's the world between worlds.
I'm still like
'Cause
confused on the fact on why the Illuminati had trouble fighting Thanos. I mean, you had some powerhouses right there, and they needed a mystical book to fight him.
Well, even in the comics, Thanos attacked the Inhumans, and he survived Black Bolt's shout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Black Bolt took
one
out
on
his entire
one.
city, and
Yeah.
Thanos has beaten Black Bolt 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
Black Bolt
okay,
was
so he
took out his entire kingdom.
I can buy that.
You also got to think Thanos, depending on how he got the stones too. So if he's got full stones, or at
I'll
least
buy
4
that.
of them,
He could
But
survive Black
you
Bolt.
also had, the stretchy
power-
barriers that are Mr. Fantastic. You had the mind powers of Xavier, and then you had Captain Marvel there.
I mean, he can take Captain
And
Marvel.
if
And
they
then
all
there's
coordinated their attacks, they could have just beaten the hell out of him.
Well, you also had their individual teams too, if you really think about
Yeah,
it.
they weren't a
wanna
good
look
team.
into-
They were just fighting. They were more one-on-one fighters. They didn't coordinate very
Yeah.
well.
No, but I mean, each one of them are leaders of their own teams.
Yeah.
So there could have been a large scale battle that we don't know about. We just
I
saw,
don't think
we
there
just saw the
was.
final. All we saw was the final result.
Yeah.
I agree with Will on that too. Yeah, it's also
Is
that how that battle went down. A lot of that we don't know.
We just saw the end result, and that was just
That's
Doctor
true.
Strange.
Other than
I'm done.
Captain Marvel that was in here, how many ties did they really have to space? So again, he could have collected a lot of stones. By the time he showed up, he's already a lot stronger.
Man.
They have their individual teams.
I mean, he
He
could
could've-
already have something like the Mind Stone and the Soul,
He could have
Soul
attacked the
Stone when he
the
showed
moon
up.
count. What? Inhumans live on the moon, right?
Yeah,
He could have attacked the moon, and they could have defended Black Bolt.
scattered.
He did take Titan's moon and just throw it at the Avengers.
Yeah.
Or at least iron. Because if he throws another moon at me, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah. I mean, because technically,
Yeah, there
who would
could
have
be
to
a
be
lar-
the
could
most
be a large
effective
scale
for him is Professor X, but with having like the Mind Stone, he might be able to counteract Professor X's powers just with that.
Or at least create a fortification.
Yeah, clear to like at least nullify him.
It looked
Because then,
they-
like physically,
they were
Professor
able
X
to
ain't doing
just
shit.
stab him in the chest with his own sword.
Yeah. Well, again, we didn't see how the whole battle went down.
There could have been a large scale. We just saw the ending.
Yeah. We got.
I kind of want I want to see the Illuminati get their own movie up to the.
I would love that whole universe.
I'd watch it, and I feel like we're gonna get more stories from that universe because this definitely.
I got a
opens the door.
prediction at the end how it's gonna go.
Because that would be a Supreme Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only Doctor Strange is that's not Supreme is ours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they get to the Book of Vishanti. Back to that.
Scarlet
Yeah.
Witch manipulates.
Chavez's powers.
Yeah.
Takes Chavez to 616, where Scarlet
And
Witch
she
is
just kind
dreamwalking.
of jumps it back in her.
Throws Strange and Christine into a random universe and then just dips.
And then that's her
In
thing.
that
He
random
lands,
universe, Doctor Strange meets Sinister Strange.
Sinister Strange, yes.
Yeah.
A dead universe. If this is not
Looks
what
like
if,
he's staying in a
not
Tim
what-
Burton house.
yeah, it's not what if.
It's still
Strange
New
are.
York Sanctum.
Yeah.
It was.
fun.
This is one of the things that were advertised to make you think this was what
Mhm.
if Strange. It's not what if.
Well, same with the Captain Carter, wasn't
Yeah.
it either?
It could have been because we only saw Captain Carter's origin.
Yeah. You know, I think they had already decided this for the movies, and then they made What If after.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, "Oh, we'll do something fun that they don't know is going." Like, "Oh, so you guys kind of know who this person is."
Well, it's
Without
strange.
it being that person's origin, but when you see
A
them,
similar origin.
For the way
Yeah.
this movie was developed, it kind of went in development hell for a second there,
Mhm.
and so we're just lucky we got it as good as it was.
yeah,
In fact, from what I understood, they had to do reshoots when Sam Raimi took over, and then Kevin Feige didn't like what Sam Raimi was doing, so they had to reshoot 80% of what Sam Raimi had done.
He was a little more violent.
'Cause, yeah, he wanted a rated R horror movie for Doctor Strange too.
It still
In
has,
fact-
it still has a horror movie title.
From what I was reading was the first scene is that 616's Mordo gets decapitated by Scarlet Witch in a gruesome way. And the
Oh, so
effects
that's why
we were supposed to see more blood and gore, Evil Dead style. And Kevin Feige didn't like that.
See-
Test reviews didn't like it either, so they.
because I feel like that seems like him, Sam Raimi, doing way too much of his own thing. Because like, no, we have to do a 5 to 10 year plan here. You can't just go killing everybody. Then we
Yeah.
have to pick up the pieces after you leave.
We can't do a Star Wars.
Yeah.
Can't do a Star Wars. So I like the movie that we got.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it and watch special features and all that stuff. Deleted scenes. I'm gonna watch them.
Yeah, and so yeah, we see Sinister Strange. They have a really fun music battle.
Yeah.
Sinister Strange is the holder of the Darkhold in this universe.
Sinister Strange also did something that he said.
Yeah, he
Did you
created
ever-
he
did you
created
ever-
the incursions, became depressed, and started dreamwalking and throwing strangers off the cliffs.
Have you ever
and
had a dream
buildings.
where you're either pushed or falling? That was probably me.
Yeah,
And then Doctor Strange has a sister? Had a sister? Did you catch that?
Yes.
He's like, yeah, we don't talk about that.
we don't talk about that, do we?
Obviously.
Anyway, I'll give you the Darkhold if you give me your Christine. And he's like, oh, there's the crazy. Let's fight.
Because I wonder if the two Doctor Strange that were dreamwalking collided with each other.
It was clear that this Doctor Strange who did the incursion had a very similar backstory to Supreme Strange from What If. Because
So this one was more.
the
I'm
first
depressed.
scene
I
that
wanna
shows
feel-
his hand on the railing, there are no scars on his hand. And then he mentions he wants his Christine. So I'm guessing he had a very similar experience.
I think the whole What If is just more hints at. We'll never get like a live action of those universes, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
again, I think that's just.
I feel like in this
They're just
Sinister Strange universe, Christine was killed, and he, instead of using the
And-
Time Stone, he used the Darkhold.
And then when he started dreamwalking, he's like, oh, she's alive. You're happy.
Yeah.
Ish.
So I think that's what that was him using the Darkhold and not the Time Stone. A what if of the what if.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
never had the Agamotto.
Yeah.
So he obviously that one never became Sorcerer Supreme,
Yeah.
or did he?
No, well now he is because there's no other anyone. He's very
was-
clear he's the only person in that universe because the universe was destroyed.
And he had dealing with the third eye, Oh, Doctor Strange.
Well, that's what the Darkhold did, yeah.
That music battle.
I thought it was kind of funny.
It was funny. It was kind of cheesy too.
The CGI.
Yeah,
in the
it was
music battle
Sam
was kinda-
Raimi.
Yeah, it's a very Sam Raimi battle.
You're gonna get cheese. I mean, hell, 90% of his movies are all cheese.
Yeah.
Even his horror films.
Yeah.
A lot of cheese.
Yeah.
He beats Sinister Strange, takes the Darkhold,
Barely.
starts to dreamwalk. Dreamwalks into the
He's
dead
like-
corpse of Defender Strange and basically
Yeah.
zombie Strange his way.
That,
to
as
Wanda.
close as we'll ever get to a zombie
Kirsten
live
Dunst's
action.
like, don't you?
But
Need
don't you
a-
need a living person in these? Like, who said they needed to be living?
No, he's like, don't you need a strange universe? Who said it's living?
Yeah. So he just uses the dead corpse
He's
of
like,
Defender
he's like,
Strange.
yeah, protect my body, by the way.
Hmm.
Tell
Yeah.
Christine, protect
They
my
had
body.
I liked that kind of soul battle they had.
Yeah.
He's like, you're strange. Use them. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Which he
Yeah.
did. He used the souls of the damned, turned them into wings. So you had Zombie Strange with wings.
This flying cage
Which,
thing.
okay, one of those things that were advertised was we got to see Zombie Strange with all of the hands and everything,
I was-
and that looked a lot like what.
That's Supreme Strange.
No,
What?
the comic. So when Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness was first being announced many years ago, they announced that the main villain was going to be Nightmare,
Mhm.
and seeing Doctor Strange in that form of the half dead with several hands coming out of it is kind of a Nightmare move.
What is
So
that?
when we saw that in the commercials, it's easy to assume that that's Nightmare we're seeing, and it wasn't. That was just Zombie Strange being dreamwalked with Souls of the Damned as wings. So, one of the many things that almost ruined the movie was the advertising,
Well, yeah,
because it made us think we were seeing something that actually wasn't in the movie.
you really technically.
They've been doing that for a while, though.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Infinity War.
Yeah.
Half Infinity War stuff that was in the trailer is not in the
Oh
film
yeah,
at
because
all.
Hulk was in the in trailer of
Trailers.
Infinity War.
Yeah, they're all running.
So they've been doing that since Civil War though.
Yeah.
Because they took Black Panther and Spider-Man out of the fight in the trailer.
Well, they weren't. Spider-Man wasn't there yet. Spider-Man didn't show up till they were all the Spider-Man films, all the Spider-Man scenes in Civil
Yeah.
War were all post.
Yeah, but Black
They
Panther
did.
wasn't a part of the big hero fight either
Mhm.
in the main trailer. It was just the other heroes.
Yep.
So that was kind of funny.
And so then we get Strange and Scarlet Witch
I
final battle.
We mentioned
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch from that temple.
Scarlet Witch, yeah. Oh yeah, we did. She interrogated Wong, and Wong took her to Wundagore.
Yeah, with 3 big guardian
4.
demon. 4.
Was it 4?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I believe it was 4.
Yeah. Wong
Their
got
faces
Wong got
looked
thrown-
like a thon.
Yeah.
Wong got thrown off a cliff.
But
He
he
survived.
crawls back up because he's Wong.
Yeah, as
Wong.
zombie strange is flying, he's like, throws his chain thing through one of their mouths,
Yeah.
and then the others look down. And he's like, oh,
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, at a certain point, like, you know what? I'm not even gonna ask. But he's got to defeat her.
You know, at this point, you're just kind of expecting Doctor Strange to break the rules to win.
You look at his Doctor Strange. I'm 9 foot. No.
I don't even want to know.
But it took the souls of the damned to even.
Because he had to
Whoa.
break. Because at this point, I think Wong knows that Doctor Strange is just going to break the rules so for the greater good, which he did in the first movie. He used the Time Stone, the forbidden Time Stone he wasn't supposed to use to beat Dormammu.
Yeah, he brought Wong and other people back to
Yeah.
life with that thing.
Yeah,
that one was
Mordo-
like, you know what? I don't even care. We gotta do this.
Mordo didn't like that. Wong's like, okay, I see why you did that. That's cool.
Whatever.
I wouldn't do it myself, but,
But
take one for the team, I guess.
Yeah, but it took the souls of the damned to even slow Scarlet Witch down.
Oh yeah, they did.
That's the
I'm
most
surprised.
interesting.
That was
Nobody could slow her down. It took the undead to slow her down.
yeah, which is an interesting weakness. That it takes dark magic to fight dark magic.
Well, yeah, sometimes you have to do that. Or
Because
that's-
dark magic doesn't coordinate with itself.
No, it really isn't. All dark people are power hungry for themselves.
Exactly. So I
Unless
think
he
that's
had multiple souls.
yeah. I feel like that's an interesting weakness. That and then America Chavez learned that she can control her powers with just anger and whatever.
And then it's like, okay, my emotion, got it.
Yeah, they had that whole little
Punches, and then she discovered her strength. Forever.
yeah. They had a whole little scene where introduced Scarlet Witch with Billy and Tommy, who we didn't even talk about, with the cringiest thing in the whole movie, the ice cream song.
Yeah, thank God. I forgot about that.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. We like ice cream.
Yeah.
Made me feel like I would like to rip my ears
I
out.
don't want to scream about
Yeah,
that.
because we haven't mentioned actually Scarlet Witch's whole point for this was she wanted to go into another universe, pretty much kill that Scarlet Witch and just become the mom of her kids.
Yeah, but once the kids saw the Scarlet Witch, she's like,
They were scared.
Yeah,
they
they-
wanted their mom.
Yeah.
don't like me.
Just because you're the same person does not mean you're the same person.
Right.
If that makes sense to anybody.
But that wasn't going through Wanda's head. That was the Darkhold corrupting her.
Yep.
Well, actually,
Because it was
with the Darkhold,
prophesized.
it's the demon
was-
who wrote the Darkhold.
It was very clear that it was prophesized that the Scarlet Witch was meant to rule the multiverse.
Rule or destroy.
And guarantee it, she would have. That all she wanted was her boys, but there were other things that would have let. If she had America's powers, she would have constantly kept multiverse hopping to get
She would have
cures, to
created-
get stuff she didn't really need, and
She
would
would
have gone too
it
far.
would have rippled too much.
Yeah. She would have created incursion after incursion and not even care about it because it's just for
Okay, if they're so afraid of incursions, America's powers is natural incursion.
Yeah.
Basically.
But yet, there's no other version of herself.
Technically, if you go by Loki's logic, makes America Chavez a Nexus being. Because there's no other America Chavezes throughout the multiverse.
Well, Loki is also, that's more of a timeline in the same universe.
Yeah, but it basically
Not
branched
multi-
out the same thing. That was technically the multiverse
They-
of Loki.
They use more of a timeline here. Here's erase timeline, but that's Loki from that timeline.
Oh yeah, they made it all. Everything was what if, and that's what led to what if.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so once Scarlet Witch sees that, those kids don't
They're a
want her
monster.
as their mom or whatever,
I'm a monster.
it pretty much becomes defeating of her. Okay, she pretty much gives up and she quote unquote dies at the end. She's not dead.
She's not.
No, there was a
She's
second
not dead.
explosion. If you guys
Yeah.
didn't notice that.
Yeah.
It was a big
Which noticed it showed throughout the movie that when someone dies, they kind of just blow up in a red explosion. I don't think this is the death of Scarlet Witch.
No, because if my prediction's right, when she comes back, it's gonna change everything.
Yeah.
So we get the end where America Chavez is training to be a wizard,
So that leads to, will her stars be gold now,
possibly.
or does she just kind of wave her hand and it channels her energy into that?
I think it's gonna be a mix of both.
Because the sling rings, I guess, can travel multi-dimensional,
I think
but not multi-universe.
This also sets her up to be more comic accurate for her character as well. Because in the comics, she's always been in control of her powers. So
Yeah.
this kind of sets up an origin, creates an origin for her.
I'm okay with that, even though it's kind of weird. She's been traveling universes for, 10 years? And
Yeah.
hasn't learned to control her powers?
Something scares her and she flips out and
Yeah.
leaves.
Well, the thing is, she's got literally no guidance, and being like I said, as a kid, and like I said, every time something happens to her, she just ends up somewhere else.
That's why
She's
she
pretty much
always-
starting over every time her powers
Yeah.
go off.
That's why she always eats pizza.
And then all of a sudden, at the age of 16, demons start attacking her.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
She finally finds someone who can help her, and get attacked. by
Honestly,
demons.
he's in good hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though he's not really much of a teacher.
No.
We didn't really get any story with the Yak Man either.
No.
Even though I guess he's an acolyte of Doctor Strange from another dimension. I had to Google that one.
Yeah. They'll probably just change for the MCU. He's probably just like a cow that had powers, or he's just from like one of the different realms,
Something.
something like that.
The MCU changes a lot of things, but then again,
Yeah.
it's really hard to
Well,
translate comic to
Yeah, because some shit's
movies.
just not. It's pretty much impossible.
Yeah.
That's what we're.
There are certain scenes you can translate very
Yeah.
well.
What's like the Boys in general? The guy who made the Boys comic book was talking about the show. He said, "Yeah, some of that stuff I wrote it for the comics. That doesn't translate to a
Yeah.
show at all." Same with the guy who wrote Kick-Ass. He's like, "Yeah, what I wrote doesn't translate to a live action."
Umbrella Academy, even.
Yeah, sometimes he just
I
doesn't
read-
do it.
Couple. I haven't read the whole books because I've been lazy, but I bought all 3 of the books for Umbrella Academy. And the first couple pages
It's like,
are like an acid trip on steroids.
oh, that's right.
And I understand
a giant
why
alien
the
fighting
show
some-
is the way it is because that's just the only way they could make it.
Yeah,
The only other way they could make the Umbrella Academy comic accurate is if it was a cartoon.
Yep.
But live action wouldn't have made it look right.
yeah. So it ends off there. And then we find out with Strange that.
He walks out of the sanctum and starts screaming and the eye shows up.
Yep.
So
he's
does
got
that
the
mean
third eye
Sinister,
now.
does Sinister Strange possess him?
I
No,
don't
that's
know.
the Darkhold.
Yeah.
Or that's right, he tapped into it just one spell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now he has a third eye. Although because there's no Darkhold, he's not corrupted. So I think he just has that power.
Well,
Within him.
if there's no Darkhold, but doesn't the demon who wrote the Darkhold still around?
Oh yeah, theoretically.
Because that demon now has a channel. You tapped in the book's destroyed, but I still have a point. I still fixed on.
Theoretically,
I'm still
Chthon would still be around.
I would say I'm still fixed on Doctor Strange. 'Cause he's
And the only weird thing is that the MCU doesn't really touch upon cosmic entities like that. In the comics, they're
outside Dormammu now.
yeah. In the comics, the cosmic entities of like Chthon, Dormammu, they're more hands-on. Where in the MCU, they're kind of just background characters.
Yeah, Dormammu used on the Zealots.
Yeah, he used his zealots to do all his dirty work.
I
Dormammu just
rewatched
kind of
it.
sat there in his realm doing nothing.
I rewatched the first Doctor Strange afterwards.
Yeah.
And what if? And then the end credit scene. So.
So, like, in same as Chthon, it seems very clear that Chthon simply just uses people. So, that the demons of the MCU are not as hands-on as they are in the comics. Still haven't seen Mephisto.
He was there.
Here's there. Mephisto confirmed.
Yeah.
He's watching.
He's watching. He's been there
Always
since
confirmed.
Iron Man 1.
You gotta think he's watching.
Oh, sure.
That guy's
And then
been,
we
if they
can't-
ever decide to
and
use
credit
him,
scenes?
he's been so hyped up that he's not gonna live up to anybody's expectations.
No.
Oh, this that Mephisto guy everybody's been talking about. Oh, he's dead. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah,
the next
that
Sam Raimi move. Is Mephisto confirmed.
Oh,
Mephisto is killed.
Doctor Strange kills him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want them to do that just to mess with people.
Or no, Mephisto stands back up like, no, you didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Just kind of laughs it off like, okay.
Post-credit scene. Like early on in the movie, you just see Doctor Strange run into Mephisto randomly, use a spell, cut him in half. Mephisto's dead. The whole movie goes by. Post-credit scene.
Mephisto
Rolls back up to Mephisto's body.
stands back,
Eyes open.
kind of snaps himself back together, stands up,
Yeah.
and
I feel like it would just like zoom up to his face, eyes open, and then boom, that's it.
Should we talk about our end credit scenes?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
in,
yeah.
in credit scene.
Two of them. We got two of them.
Fuck off.
Scenes.
I told it.
It's
The one was
important.
important.
No, it wasn't.
What the heck? Okay.
What's wrong?
I just deflated.
The share?
Which yours went?
That
low.
share's
It
been
sucks.
through a
Yeah.
lot. We got to see Clea.
Clea Strange.
Yeah, who is a
Probably just gonna call it Clea.
dark sorceress who's actually the niece of Dormammu and uses a lot of dark dimensional
She's
energies.
a hybrid. She's half human and half whatever dark dimension is.
She told Strange that an incursion had happened and
Yeah.
that he
Played by Charlize Theron.
Yeah, which is a good casting.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm surprised she actually wasn't in the MCU like earlier, but
Yeah.
and she would have been a better Captain Marvel, but whatever.
Hotter one too.
A lot of people wanted her for Emma Frost.
Yeah, she could do that.
Yeah.
Any badass female character, yeah, Charlize Theron's probably she's
I-
she's the woman in Hollywood if you need a badass female. Actress.
She'll be good for Clea.
Oh yeah.
For sure. I'm not worried about it.
Well-
yeah, but Doctor Strange is kind of like, okay, doesn't even questions it.
To be fair, he heard the words, "You caused an incursion and need to stop it."
Incursion in the dark dimension. He's like,
Yeah.
and he's like, he just kind of joins her. It's like,
To be fair, you know what happened.
I wonder if it's not. I wonder if-
He put time in a place that time doesn't exist. That probably caused an incursion.
no, yeah, he kind of pissed off the realm.
Yeah.
But if somebody's invading my realm and I can't stop him,
His
let's get the guy who stops me.
could have been the Zealots.
No, the Zealots
Cat-
were kind
what
of
was it,
dragged into the dimension forcefully.
Caecilius.
Yeah, but they became part of the dark dimension. They weren't really.
So who would want to invade the dark dimension? Again, Mephisto. Always a good. Oh,
It's Kang.
And then others are crazy.
probably Kang.
Yeah, I doubt
Because
it.
Kang is a conqueror.
I think
But yeah,
Kang is pulling the
whoever-
strings right now
who's
and
ever
everything.
Yeah.
brave enough to attack their mama is, yeah.
Kang makes Thanos look like a cupcake sometimes. Like,
I think one of my theories is he's pulling the strings behind a lot of shit that we don't see.
yeah.
Well, yeah. For a while, Thanos is that person pulling the strings.
Mm-hmm.
See, I feel like Kang, in a multiversal sense, is taking out all of the big bads so that there's no competition. And the Dark Dimension is a
pushes
good-
them like
The Dark Dimension would be a great start.
And their mama is a big threat too.
Exactly.
Mhm.
If I take out this guy, then alright, this thread is done. I will rule the Dark Dimension, and then I can rule other realms.
He's like, but okay, they're gonna call him Doctor Strange. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Dormammu has to recruit somebody who, yeah, he sort of stopped me. I killed him 50 or so times, but he stopped me.
So there was a Kang reference, an Easter egg in Moon Knight back in there.
Oh, there was?
The one, I think it was episode 3 or 4, whoever was attacking Mark and Steven, and they had a blackout, and then those guys are dead. Well, the people Mark were chasing after, and then they blacked out, and those guys were dead. If you look on the back of the shirt of the one guy on their jean jacket,
Subtle reference.
there's a
Jean jacket.
yeah.
Jean jacket.
There's a what looks like a pink logo, what resembles the Egyptian god that is also a variant of King.
Oh.
Because King has many variants of himself. And he actually works with many variants of himself.
Cool. Now, do you want to talk about the end credit scene?
Oh yeah, we get to see back to Pizza Papa punching
His
himself
fist,
in the
and
face.
also he stops.
Then he stops and he goes, "It's over!
Finally over. Movie ends.
It's over!" And that's how it ends.
So he's been punching himself for 3 weeks and nobody's tried to stop him?
You know, honestly, if you saw a guy on the street punching himself in the face, would you want to stop
I say
him?
it is New York. That's just Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, we
That,
watched
that universe has to be confusing as a civilian.
with my fiance. We watched the live action Clifford, the big red dog.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and they take Clifford out on a leash. You know, like, don't you think people are gonna like be suspicious of a big red dog? He goes, "It's New York. No one's gonna notice." And the guy on his phone literally just walks over the leash like it's not even noticing.
Just keeps on.
So what would you rate that as?
What's number 2 on our list?
Way of the gun.
I'm gonna have to give it that. It's
I'd
not-
give it a way of the gun.
I give it Mjolnir.
Really?
Surprisingly, I give it Mjolnir. I think that's only the second one I've ever given.
Yeah.
There's a lot I really liked with it.
I enjoyed it. It's not
I- like,
Marvel's
I
top
think it-
tier,
yeah.
but I loved it.
I loved it. Honestly, it's one of my favorite Marvel movies up there now. Because honestly, No Way Home is probably number 1 for me.
I don't know. In game and No Way Home, they're juggling.
Yeah.
This is a more
really
coherent
liked-
story than No Way Home.
Yeah.
But No Way Home was more for the fans.
I don't know. This
Yeah.
story just kept building up. It's like, oh, this okay.
I
so
liked Age of Ultron a lot.
I gotta rewatch those movies in a while.
Surprisingly, I like Captain America 2 and 3.
Surprisingly, those films are the highest rated.
Yeah, okay.
Which one?
There's a Captain America 2 and 3, Winter Soldier and Civil War. Winter Soldier was good. Ant-Man was good.
Fantastic. But yeah, no, I'm comfortable with giving that. Really.
Yeah.
I think that score works. Like I said, there's a lot. I loved it.
Can I do
Scarlet
Way of
Witch.
the Mjolnir?
Here you go.
Way of the Mjolnir?
Yeah, I'd say,
Indecisive will, as always.
as
Way
always,
of
he's
the
always
Mjolnir.
half and half.
Way of the-
I need to make a 0.5 system now.
Yeah,
We
Way of the
need to
Mjolnir.
rewrite the charts for this because I keep putting your name in between the chart.
Well,
So
But
I'd
I
say
think
Scarlet.
Scarlet Witch as a villain is fucking terrifying.
I think
Oh,
she's
that's-
probably the best MCU villain we've ever seen.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like
She's
next
the
to-
most dangerous.
The only other one was Hela, but honestly, after seeing this, I feel like she could give Hela a run for her money.
I don't know. According to what I saw, Scarlet Witch could beat Hela.
Probably.
There's a video.
So everything Hela touched was death.
Well, Scarlet Witch can technically beat anybody because her powers is the warping of reality and how she does it. There's really no match for her.
Yeah.
If she goes, that's the whole issue. Is she goes evil? It's one of the biggest issues.
So,
Like
what would be
Doctor
strong?
Strange, who is stronger magician when it comes to magic, but her powers are
It's just
so.
raw energy.
It's not even that. It's just so.
Raw energy. That's
She has less limitations than anybody else.
Mhm.
She can pretty much bend reality how she wants it to be.
Now the sorcerers do have limitations, as Wong said. The sorcerers were never meant to walk the grounds of Wundagore. She's like, we'll make the exception, so she just takes them there.
yeah. And the guards wanted to attack Wong, but they look at Scarlet Witch going, "Yeah, no."
So that's what I know. You said predictions about Secret Wars. I think how that ends, if it's going to be the two universe against each other, which I think again, Simi
We're
Kang is going to be the one who really sets that off and getting that going. I think Scarlet Witch, I think she comes back, and instead of doing the House of M, no more mutants, no more multiverse.
Yeah.
Puts them together. You have the mutants there. You have the Fantastic Four there. No backstory. They're just here now.
That's what DC did, though.
Yeah, I didn't.
But I think they can plan it out.
The only thing, my only issue with no more multiverse is now you can no longer ever have reboots again, and recasting is a nightmare for a.
Well, I mean that's just for the MCU though.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time the MCU is over,
but if that
it's
multiverse
gonna be
gets destroyed, technically America would vanish.
Yeah, you can't do a no more multiverse because
America, Chavez, power, shoot.
That's just for the MCU, but I guess all your other reboots would have to make sure they do not connect with that universe.
Well, Marvel's not gonna be doing any other side things for a while. They own everything now.
That's true. They do own everything.
That's the thing is like that'd be the easiest way to bring in the X. That's the only way they're gonna be able to bring in the X-Men for it's gonna make sense.
Yeah.
Because you can't just show up mutants just can't be here now.
No more multiverse. You know, I don't know. I like it and I don't. But then again,
unless they play it off in such a way.
But again,
because you'd have to kill off characters like the 3 Spider-Men.
We're never gonna get Toby and Andrew again.
Yeah. Well,
but or it could just when I said no, it could just be those 2 universes might just call.
And then there's also Across the Spider-Verse that's also being planned out because Sony still owns Spider-Man.
Yeah, but they're not doing any of that.
Oh yeah, I saw Into the Spider-Verse recently.
Nice.
Yes.
Like the anime, that's its own thing.
That's Spider-Verse story.
Because honestly, anything Sony's doing movie-wise is not touching Marvel. Like Marvel, they took Venom and they took the little bit of that symbiote. That's all we're getting. Yeah. Venom's never showing back up. At least not Tom Hardy Venom's never showing up in the MCU.
They opened that door and like.
So actually,
they cracked it, took that, and they said, "Okay, we'll have that back. Thank you." All right, you guys do your
it's
thing.
It's like
now.
a breeze opening,
from what I
closing
understand,
the door.
the writers of Across the Spider-Verse want to include Tom Holland's Spider-Man in there, or at least one of the 3.
I wouldn't be against that.
And the other clue, I think, is so Venom was introduced to Spider-Man in Marvel Comics during Secret Wars. Mm-hmm. If we get a Secret Wars movie, I think that'll be a perfect spot to introduce a Black Spider-Man or Venom Spider-Man to that.
Hey, 838 could be Miles Morales.
Well, we could even get like.
Well, that's if they do where the Ultimate Universe fought the 616, and that's how Miles became the 616. I mean, it ended Miles in the comics because Miles in the comics is fucking trash now, but that's because Marvel doesn't know what to do with him. Because
Marvel, yeah. So
there's a thing called the Miles problem. At least that's what I call it.
Miles Morales is in the Ultimate Universe.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I think
they
that
did make
universe.
616 Miles Morales, but he's an entirely different person.
Yeah.
That's also the problem with universes too. You create a new character, it's like okay, not.
Yeah.
People love this character. We don't like this one.
I think they gave him too many powers, but he's still pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing is like, so if you want to do that universe where they went in, they kill those people, that's gonna be the Ultimate Universe.
That's what I think. I think 838 is gonna be Ultimate Universe.
Then, like I said, where they collide, they fight. That's when Miles comes to the 616 because obviously they win. That storyline's fucking stupid, but like I said, that's just the easiest way to just bring these characters in.
Yeah.
I mean, the comic wise, like I said, Miles becomes useless in the 616 because Miles is pointless when Peter Parker is around.
Yeah.
Because I've read Miles' comics like since he's been there. They literally don't know what to do with him. They're like, yeah, well.
The whole point of Miles is because Peter's dead.
Yeah. And then once you bring him, like, oh, but he put him in the 616, they could team up, and it's like not as cool as you think it would be. It's like cool for a second, but it's also like.
It's like no.
But so there's 2 Spider-Mans because neither one of you guys are gonna change your name, and people, if Peter Parker's alive, care way more about what his story is than what Miles is.
PS4 Spider-Man makes it work better.
It does, because of how they did it.
Yeah.
I gotta play that now.
Get on that, Will.
The games.
As I said, it may not be like no multiverse in general, but I think that's just gonna bring those 2 universes together. You'll get mutants there. People know there's mutants. People know Fantastic Four is around, or they just fight and then our Fantastic Four show up.
The only issue with the multiverse and where it's going, I think we're gonna be dealing with the multiverse for like several movies up until Secret Wars happens.
Yeah.
Because it's clear. We already Thor is hinted at having a multiverse connection. Ant-Man 3 is going to be fighting Kang. or at least lead up to a fight with Kang. They have actually confirmed MODOK will be in Ant-Man 3. But they're changing his storyline. It's not going to be a part of AIM, since they've already used AIM in the MCU. What they're going to do is play it off as Cross from Ant-Man 1, Yellow Jacket. He was sent to the storyline, I think, that was theorized is that he's sent to the quantum realm. Over time, he gets powers and kind of mutated. And when he returns to the main universe outside of the quantum realm, he's MODOK.
Gotcha.
So, like, MODOK has been cast by that same dude.
I can see it.
Yeah.
He said, I don't like multiverse stuff too much. Because it's fun for a second. Or like how What If is. What If's cool because it's just, it's a side thing.
Yeah.
But when it all starts to come, it becomes...
It's kind of getting annoying.
Kind of convoluted.
Yeah. And it gets complicated to explain.
Yeah, because
that's
even...
why you just do What If. It's something.
Because with the multiverse, you have to watch like 15 years of MCU movies to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Because everything has, from the very beginning, has led up to this moment.
Yeah.
Especially Spider-Man No Way Home. You've had to watch like 9 movies to understand what's happening in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do now.
Yeah. Which does make Tobey Maguire's 2002 Spider-Man the first MCU film.
Yeah, if you want to go that way.
Yeah, Sony's like,
So now you have to watch Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and then Iron Man and everything after.
Yeah.
Now it was assumed X-Men was going to be the first MCU film, but it's not.
No, they're going to be
this Charles Xavier
is not the same.
The same Charles Xavier we all know.
So that could lead up. If they do the universes, we might get that version of the X-Men. No, could be the fight there. I said I think that'd be the easiest if people if they want to do an X-Men stuff, is they got to just combine those two universes. That's just gonna be the
just
easiest
cut the
route.
multiverse after.
Because you can't say like, oh well, the mutants have been here this whole time that no one's ever heard of, and they never did anything.
Yeah.
Well, and everybody's based in New York.
Yeah.
You can't have an invasion and all of a sudden, now the X-Men are fighting in New York.
The only issue, because right now we're leading up to Secret Wars, but we can't do a multiverse thing forever.
No, it's got to end. That's why I said that thing.
Yeah.
That would end it.
I don't know.
I think that'll bring over Fantastic Four. Then you'll get a Galactus.
My thing is, I think killing Kang will lead up to Secret Wars. Because Kang's probably the only guy keeping things together while he's still conquering, and he's a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably the only one pulling the strings, and once he's toast, then there's nothing stopping 838 with colliding with 616.
Yeah.
Or we have somebody bigger trying to hold everybody together, or pushing everybody closer.
That would be
What do we have bigger than?
probably I don't know. I wouldn't say a celestial because they're not cosmic enough.
I don't
know enough.
After you hit Kang, there's only one left, and that's Galactus.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Galactus isn't universal timey-wimey like that. He's.
No. So I think he's after once the Fantastic Four, once all that's like established. Like if it could happen, it's Galactus.
Yeah.
That's 10 years.
That's
that's 10 years from now at least.
Yeah. We won't see Galactus for a while.
No. Like I said, I think they're just taking their time with it. That's going to be the easiest route to explain, like X-Men and all that. I think that's good wrap up there from that one.
I'm just kind of Googling big bads of.
It's basically just Thanos, King, and Galactus.
Yeah, you've done Ultron.
Ultron too. I forgot about him. Ultron is weird because he's always been a recurring villain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the way I don't think they did him right, but
it
was a good movie.
You could devour into Mephisto.
Yeah.
Mephisto's more. I feel like we'd get Mephisto after Galactus.
Another
The MCU as we know it will never be the same after King.
No.
I mean, it already is not. After Endgame, everything's changed. Now we're just trying to figure things out.
Well, there's something called a Red Skull called Cosmic Skull.
Yeah, I think after we get the main big bads, we're going to get all the goofy big bads.
Yeah. Which, at a certain point, eventually MCU is going to end.
It's going to have to.
Yeah. Because you're going to run out at a certain point.
Or to be fair, we could create a new big bad guy.
That's
Movies
what they're
going,
gonna do.
yes.
So the movies might just do what the comics do, and they just might start experimenting, because the comics have been over. Realistically, the comic storyline has been over for years, and they're just trying to add new stuff to it.
Yep.
Retcon new things that.
That's one reason why I don't read comics anymore. Because it just became every new writer wanted to take their own spin on it, which sounds good, but it's like it kind of shits on the writer beforehand. I'm like
616 now contradicts 616 when it was first made.
Hell, it contradicts 10 years ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Like Nick Spencer's Spider-Man run that just ended recently, his whole run was fixing all those problems that all the other writers did with Spider-Man. So he was trying to get Mary Jane and Spider-Man back together, take the whole Gwen Stacy thing with the twins, wrote that out. I was like, yeah, we gotta get rid of that because that sucks. Fix that issue, fix that. So his entire run was fixing everybody else's bullshit problems that they did with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then he ended, new guy took over, and now Mary Jane and Peter Parker aren't together anymore. Like, yeah, so things just middle finger to him. He fixed all your problems, you guys separate.
That's how I feel like that's what the MCU is gonna do. In 5 years from now, they might even start recasting certain characters. We'll never get. I don't think it's funny because we're more likely to see the Fantastic Four, the X-Men. We're more likely to see the entire Spider-Man roster appear in the MCU tomorrow than we are likely to see Captain America and Iron Man ever show up again.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. Their stories ended.
Their stories ended.
They wrapped them up nicely.
Yeah.
But in the comics, this is the part that doesn't translate well from comics to movies, is because these characters were essentially important to major plot lines, and now they're not anymore. So it's kind of weird to do a Kang story without them or a Galactus story without them. But then again,
you can only do so many at so much time. That's a thing. It's
we'll
like
never
everybody wanted everybody and everything all at one time, and it just doesn't work that way.
That's what the comics do, and the movies can't do it that way. We'll never get another endgame style battle like that.
No.
So does that lead us into what we've been up to?
Sure.
What have you been up to?
Well, got my passport. Well, I applied for my passport.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I'm the first one who did it. That process was incredibly easy. Easier than getting my fucking ID was. I had to argue with the fucking lady about it.
I gotta get my
I do still need to get a different ID so I can fly, but the passport might counteract that, so I might not need that ID so I can fly. So
get both.
Yeah, might as well get it anyways.
Yeah, it's hard to get an updated ID.
Yeah, because they're fucking assholes.
Yeah.
You can get your passport at a post office. A lot easier than a BMV. So much simpler. You make an appointment, and they're actually on time with their appointments. It's fucking amazing.
I was just gonna use the title place.
Yeah, go to the post office. You gotta go to certain ones, but go to the post. It's so much simpler. There's not a huge line of people. Like I said, they do your appointment, you get that done. It literally took me less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
You only needed the photos, birth certificate, and an ID, and then pay for it. You gotta have you can, when you set up your appointment, how I did it, because me and Terrell went and they said, yes, that appointment, but they gave me my paperwork. I filled that out at home, so then when I got there, paperwork's already filled out. I had
Okay.
Gave them all the stuff, and no simple process. Yeah. There's a pass card and two different types of passports you can get. One passport is just what I got, what I think everybody's gonna get. It's, leave country, but it's not like a huge number of pages, but then there's a thicker one. So if you're constantly leaving the country.
Oh.
But I mean, I'm not constantly leaving the country. I can't afford that. Well, Ricky's taking his monthly trip to,
New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand.
Yeah.
So did that. Well, my brother-in-law had a powerlifting tournament I went to. Then the next weekend was my birthday. Then the last weekend was actually Doctor Strange, and then this weekend we had Comic-Con. So I've been busy the last month. And went to Motor City Comic-Con, which you guys were there. Barely saw you. Only saw you the one second.
We tried messaging.
Yeah, no service in that fucking place,
yeah,
and it was so
visible.
packed. It was, oh my god, it was ridiculous. There were so many people there. And it was just so crowded. I was like, Jesus Christ. Look, we actually went out for a second because we were waiting to get in line, but they said Danny Trejo wasn't gonna be back till like 2 o'clock. So we just kind of went walking down everything, saw like where they were doing like their panels at. It was just some girl just laying on the side of the floor sleeping.
Good for her.
Just fucking snoring, sleeping. I'm like, that's
Good
okay.
for her.
Yeah. I mean, some people were just like out eating, but yeah, she's just in the corner and just passed out. I thought that
Well,
was
when you're
hilarious.
tired, you're tired.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily it wasn't too fucking hot in there either.
No, there was some cold spots in that place. Though.
Yeah.
Air conditioner was blowing perfectly.
And they had those fans going. But no, I got to see and meet Danny Trejo, who's a lot shorter than I thought he was.
Yeah.
I'm taller than him. I also got to meet Malcolm Goodwin from Reacher. He's also in Breakout Kings and iZombie.
Okay.
Oh, I've seen a few episodes of iZombie.
He's actually one of the few reasons why I even wanted to watch iZombie.
Oh.
Because I knew him from Breakout Kings. He's also an American Gangster. But,
Yeah, Danny Trejo's only 5'6".
yeah.
Wow.
He's also 77 years old.
Yeah, he is. I know. That's why I
Yeah,
made,
he
made
looks
sure.
it.
Hey, he's holding up good for 77. He looks 55, 60.
He still looks ugly as all creation to me.
Jesus Christ. What?
That's disrespectful.
I say it with.
I saved
say it
his
with
life in
respect.
Far
Yeah.
Cry 6. There's a little event
Yeah.
that had him in there. He
Yeah,
made
he is.
tacos while I kill people.
Yeah, it's Danny Trejo.
Yeah,
He's
that's-
Danny Trejo's in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He's the Mexican version of Samuel L. Jackson. He's
Basically,
in
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I don't know who would be the white version of that. Who's in everything?
Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, we'll go Ryan Reynolds.
I'm just saying. Is he
No, no, I was gonna say The Rock. The Rock's not the white version of that. What the fuck am I saying? But no, I got to meet that. I got another pop figure. I got a Illumi from Hunter x Hunter. I wanted to get two of them. Well, I got one pop figure signed.
I don't remember who that one is.
It's Killo's brother. The pens.
Okay.
The needles. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Forgot about him. I didn't really like him.
But I got a pop figure signed of Iris from Fire Force, which I
Nice.
cannot think of that lady's name. Alex Tipton, I think that's believe what it was.
I think so.
And then there was two other ones I wanted to get signed. But God, those lines are so long. Like I said, it was from last year. It was probably double the size of people. Like it was so jam packed. It was cool. We got to see. They had like a replica of the Ghostbusters car.
Yeah,
And then
somebody
they had-
hit that horn.
Then they had the Mystery Machine, which I probably should have got a picture with that. It was $10. I should have just topped
Chris
it in
just
there.
walked by and took a picture of it.
Yeah. Well, no, you can get like inside. You can sit and it was only $10. I'm like, man, you know, I should have did that. Me, Jake and Keith should have did that. And then they also had some like vehicles from Jurassic Park, which I thought I took more pictures than that. And I looked like, man, I wasn't taking pictures, but I was like, there were so many people. Like I didn't have like time to like take pictures. So I was just trying to get to where I was going because everybody was so
I was just
jam packed in.
I was walking around aimlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really didn't get to do that too much. Like we went to check some stuff out, but it's like every place that we wanted to go was just so much people, and all the lines to get autographs were so fucking packed. Like my cousin got Jamie Kennedy, which I kind of wish I would have got that one. It's fucking B-Rad from the Boo. And you guys not seen Malibu's Most Wanted? You should be ashamed of yourself.
I know of it.
Be ashamed, Chris. Then buddy Jake, he got autographed that with Malcolm Goodwin, same as I did, and then one of the voice actresses for Resident Evil.
Yeah.
She was right next to Danny Trejo. Me and my cousin, we were in line for Danny Trejo, and like we were standing there like an hour before he even showed up because they already had people in line. Luckily, we got there when we did, and our buddy Jake had got in line to get that lady's autograph next to us, and after the hour, Danny Trejo shows up. We start going through the line. And he's still like standing in the same spot. Like this lady's like 10-15 minutes per person she's talking to.
Cool.
We don't see him for a while, and then once we make it to the corner right next to where we were at, we see he's just now getting his autograph. Me and my cousin started laughing like Jesus Christ. He had it wasn't like a short line, but
Shorter.
it shouldn't have took that long.
Some
Like
people
how you
like to
so long?
talk.
Hey, good for her. I have found that usually the shorter lines are usually better. Not in the sense of like, oh, you'll get there faster, but it seems like those people appreciate it more than like you get people like really long lines. Like I guarantee Shatner doesn't give a fuck anymore.
No.
He's just signing shit at this point. He's just there to make money, doesn't care. I mean,
Yeah, basically.
I mean, yeah, it's her. I don't know. He just doesn't come off as that person. Like Danny Trejo, like when we were in line, like people were cheering behind us. So he's like, his people behind us were cheering. So he's like, oh no, he stood up and he got us going.
Yeah, I was like near the line. I saw him. He was like waving at one section. You guys.
Yeah, like he was into it. Like he was having a good time being there.
Yeah.
But then you get like to some people that are like, oh yeah, sign out. Okay, now fuck off. Like, and like I would never want to get autographs out of those people. That's why I lose like the smaller names, like the people that actually. I'm not saying like you got to be like that interactive with people. Like, these people waited in line to see you. They're paying their money just to fucking see you. At least show a little bit of appreciation. I mean, without them watching your show or movie, you ain't making money anyways. I'm not saying you got to be like, don't let people be assholes to you if you're a celebrity, but like, show people like, yeah, these guys waited 2 hours just to see me. Like, talk to them for a second.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Usually they try at least 5 minutes, but they try to get the line moving.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, and also if you are in line, know that there are people behind you. Don't try to have a 20-minute conversation with somebody. That's what I see both ways of that. Like, like, hey, like I talked to you for a second, hey, whatever, and then there's people behind me like, okay,
or you got a quick question.
Yeah,
type of thing.
yeah, talk to him for a minute.
A quick question to the dude debate. No.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, don't. Like, oh, there's people behind me. I'm gonna get out. Like the girl that signed my pop figure for Irish and Fire Force. I got to talk to, we talked a little bit about the show. She said, season 3, and then she's talking about the creator of the show. It's like they all did Soul Eater, and that we talked about that a little bit, and then we said our goodbyes and fucking left. Well, I'm gonna keep talking to her, like, oh, what's your favorite anime? What else have you? Or is there anything you working on like that?
Would love.
There's 30 other people fucking behind you in line. Just fucking.
Yeah.
Just leave. Yeah, I didn't shop as much as I wanted. I took like a lot of money because I expected to do all the photos and that, but those lines were just like I wanted to get Sanji's autograph, the guy who voices Sanji from One Piece.
I didn't realize he voiced Trunks too.
Yep.
I knew he was on Fairy Tail. I figured that because that's voiced down a little bit.
Yeah.
Sanji does a different voice.
Yeah.
He tries to go unique with Sanji.
It's a funny story how he actually got that is like on the audio commentary to one of the One Piece DVDs I got. He talks. They were trying to find somebody because he's one of the producers for the show, or like showrunners or whatever, and like they couldn't really find someone to match Sanji. And the guy's like, well, why don't you just audition, see if it'll fit, and it did. So yeah, so he gets paid twice.
Cool.
That's funny. But you guys were also there. What did you guys do?
Walked around aimlessly and got
get
a lot of art stuff.
You guys didn't get no autographs or pictures of anybody?
No, I usually don't get autographs just because of the pricing. I like to get all the little art stuff.
Lame.
I played with the idea of getting my dad, William Shatner, but when I walked over, he's gone.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Really
For a while, they all did like photo ops at like the exact same time. So it was like we walked by everybody's like booth. There was like 6 or 7 booths just empty. They were all doing photo ops. I'm like, why is everybody doing it at the exact same time?
Yeah, what I want to do is try and get some picture frames and like frame some of the posters I have.
Oh, I did walk by. We did see a guy, kid who plays. He's like 20 years old now, but they play Carl from The Walking Dead.
Chandler
I
Riggs.
did not recognize him.
Chandler
I had to
saw
stop
him.
and stare. I'm like, man, he looks so different now. I'm like, oh yeah, he's older. Like,
Well, yeah,
he's older. He cut his hair.
he looks the same from when he was killed.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
But no, man, like with his haircut, and then you just say he's older now. I'm like,
Yeah.
His line wasn't as long as I thought it would be.
No, it didn't look that bad. It looked like it was moving by pretty quick.
Yeah, well, the biggest fucking line I saw, other than like Shatner, which I expected that,
Oh, I didn't look.
was fucking oh my god, I can't think of his name. I keep blanking on his name. He plays Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Matthew Lillard.
Because apparently what I was told. Well, his line was also across from him too. Like he had his little section, and then there was another section for people to stand. Because apparently the first Friday there, they actually had to change it because his line wrapped all the way down, like almost to where the Jurassic Park stuff was.
Oh.
Like it went down that far, so they had to switch it around the next day, because they were like, yeah, we didn't expect that many people to be in line for him.
By Freddie Prinze Jr.
I saw his booth. He wasn't in it.
And he
We
was.
saw him.
Yeah. That kind of stuff.
We saw his
He didn't
booth.
age good.
No, he doesn't look right. No.
We all get old. He was in his.
I don't-
He's got to be almost 50 now.
Yeah, I know.
He does.
We all get
Matthew
old.
Lillard
Will.
still looks recognizable.
Will, we're all aging like milk. 20 years from now, we're all gonna be looking rough.
Oh, for sure.
I'll probably
May the
be
worst.
gray.
I'll be dead for 5 years.
We'll be dead for 5 years. Chris is gonna be bald but still have long hair. Just gonna be the top's gone.
I
You're
hope
gonna
to
leave
God
it
no.
long. He's gonna wear a cap all the time so people don't know that you're gonna.
Actually, no,
it's gonna
I-
fly off one day and be like, whoa.
We got this here. Bought it. Will and I bought some leather hats.
Yeah.
I'll show pictures up in there. Pop up right here.
Got a nice little cowboy hat.
He says that and he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
He told me last year to send pictures, so he put it in the cast for last year's Comic-Con. He didn't do it.
I didn't do it. Fudge. No, I didn't.
Oh, then we'll put last year's on today's.
Yeah. I'll try.
They won't even know.
I'll try. You know, honestly, I wanted to test the last couple episodes. I was testing to see, because I kind of just slapped them onto the YouTube, and I didn't. Because usually, when I'll edit, I'll put the rating system on there, and then like in real time, I'll show where our names are in the rating system. In the last 2 episodes, I haven't done that because I've been so busy that I just
that's why I haven't.
Together.
Well, shit, we've all been busy. It's been a while since we recorded.
Oh yeah,
a month or 2.
Yeah,
season's changing. I'm working on my bathroom on a remodeling still.
Slow process.
It's been a slow process.
Complication.
Well, it's hard to remodel when you work a full-time job too. It's
Full-time
not like
job.
you can just spend a whole week on your bathroom.
Season's changing, so I have to cut grass, and I cut grass for like 4 people on the side, make some money. And grass has been long, so that's been my weekends and evenings.
And then you want to come home and pass
And
out.
I just haven't. Yeah, I haven't gotten to do a lot of editing lately. I'm trying though. We'll get that. That's why the last 2 episodes were slapped together, because I just kind of I wanted to release them, but I just didn't have the time available to edit it that way.
Oh, good. Our next episode will be a bad movie review anyway.
Oh yeah. So I'll release this one, and then
What was the bad movie we were discussing the other day that I don't know was on our list?
Hulk. You wanted to do Hulk.
The first one. Is that on our list?
I think it is. I believe it
The
is.
Incredible Hulk?
No, I'm gonna try to wear the next episode after this. I'm gonna release this as soon as I can. Next episode after this will be the Wayans brothers.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just busy.
Yeah, we have. What was it? Doing grass.
Yeah, Hulk's on here.
Yeah, doing grass. The bathroom. We went to Fan Expo Comic Con a few weeks ago. That was real cool. Met Mark Shepard.
Got a cool shirt.
Yeah.
Love the shirt.
Then last weekend we saw Doctor Strange. Will and I saw Saturday and Sunday. Saw it twice. Then this weekend was.
I ran into you guys there on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which is funny. We didn't plan that out.
No, we didn't. And then we just did Motor City Comic Con.
And I guess
next weekend I'm going over to Hocking Hills for a weekend. So.
And I guess in December we're planning a Comic Con.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So it's been pretty busy for all of us.
Oh yeah, and a couple weeks ago we bought the Xbox Series X.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I did buy an X. I got my hands on a Series X. Been playing through all the Halos. I've beaten Halo 1, 2, and 3 back to back to back.
I finished Infinite. That's really the most exciting thing on my end.
Yeah, we gotta play Halo 4, 5, and Infinite. And yes, I know 5 is bad, but
Just
I want
stop
to play
at 4.
through it.
Stop at 4.
We should have stopped at 3. Honestly, it was a good ending. Good ending for the series.
4 holds up.
Yeah.
Not great, but it holds up. It's better than 5 and Infinite.
You know, I grew up. I loved Halo 3 for what it was.
Still a great game.
It's still a great game. I liked Halo 2 slightly, but actually, honestly, I think Combat Evolved was great for the combat. Halo 2 was great for the story, and Halo 3 collided both of that together.
It tied, yeah.
It tied it, and it made
Perfect
it a good
bow.
story. It was a bow. Yeah, perfect bow for the story.
Here's the beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
And then here's some side stories.
And then Halo 4, I feel like, was unnecessary, but
Yeah,
it wasn't bad.
Hit 1, 2, 3. Here's your present. Oh yeah, here's a second present. What?
Honestly, I thought ODST and Reach were great.
Yeah, they're great stories. They told nice.
Halo 5, the graphics look good.
It does. That's where you're ending.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that's
Halo
for.
Infinite so far is okay. Played a little bit of that, but I didn't want to reach out into that.
You will. And you'll go, what?
Still haven't played Lego Star Wars like everyone else has.
Yeah, but me too. We gotta get that.
Yeah. That's about it, honestly. It's kind of a little bit of everything going on over here.
Yeah, I think that everybody's just been so bad. I said last 4
Yeah.
weeks I've had something going on.
We haven't recorded in like a month.
Yeah.
A little over a month.
Look, we do have our next bad movie already set. Our bad movie's already set.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah,
We do?
so.
Yeah, it's gonna be Alone in the Dark and Dead or Alive. Remember we're doing the video games.
So, after I'm gonna upload this first, and then I'm gonna upload the Wayans Brothers episode we did, which is a treat, honestly. And then we'll do Alone in the Dark.
Yep, and this one I gotta check something.
As of now, I believe. Yeah.
So, what we could do is for our next actual movie review, if you guys want to see it, because I know I'm definitely gonna see it. I don't know if Terrell and them are gonna see it, but that way, because it'll give us. Actually, shit, we can't.
What?
Never mind, it's gonna be too close. We'll say Jurassic World, but we.
I would have to rewatch the other ones.
Yeah, because that's June 10th or so. I don't know how many weeks that's out from now.
I'm surprised we never saw Morbius.
You guys didn't want to.
Yeah.
I did.
Man, did you see the reviews for that fucking thing?
No.
I haven't touched that.
Actually, one movie I was really excited for, but I'll probably watch it on streaming when it comes out, is Sonic 2.
Oh, you didn't see Sonic 2?
I haven't seen Sonic
Oh, I
yet.
saw it, man.
Is it good?
I liked it more than the first.
Okay.
I think it's a solid.
It might be on.
It's 26th is when it comes out.
It's a solid.
What's your?
Yeah, I'm forgetting the title right now.
Way the Gun?
No, I Am Your Father.
But
It's between I Am Your Father and Way the Gun.
Okay.
It's definitely built for
I Am Your Gun.
a younger audience. Like, so kids are really gonna love it, but as adults, I love it.
If you're a Sonic fan, you know.
As a Sonic fan, yeah. I heard it was better than the first movie, because I heard this movie is better at translating video game adaptation than the first movie did.
Yeah, the fans across the world pressured the studio. Okay, Sonic is stupid. Do this way. Okay.
They really changed up a whole studio special effect on
It only cost them $3 million.
It worked out in the end, though.
It worked. Yeah.
No, I thought Knuckles was great. Jim Carrey was fantastic as always because it's Jim Carrey.
Did you steal the movie?
Yes and no. I mean, he steals in the way Jim Carrey does, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna be the most memorable part of it. But I mean, Sonic didn't lack. Tails surprisingly wasn't fucking annoying.
Okay.
So that's without giving any away story wise. Yeah, the humans.
How did Knuckles hold up?
Were funny. Knuckles was really good. Good voice. It was good voice acting. Yeah.
He did a great job.
He pulled it off, and there's a small little hint of something with that.
Okay.
Cool.
That's it. It has nothing to do with the story, but it has something.
Knuckles is supposed to have his own spin-off. Is what I heard.
I would watch it.
Yeah.
I think he did well enough for what it was. Like I said, it's definitely based at like a younger audience. So look at it like the same way. Like you look at the Scooby-Doo movies.
Okay. Or look at it. The way I'm seeing it is look at it in the same way as how much I enjoyed the Sonic games as a kid.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed playing Sonic Adventure 2 as a kid.
Yeah, it's pretty much, if you like the first film, you'll love the second film.
Okay.
So, go off of that. Yeah, because my goal was to see like a film every month. So.
Yeah.
And I'm 5 for 5. So
I'm too cheap for that.
It's like $5.
Well, $5 I could spend on it.
Saturday matinee is $5.
We need to go to the drive-in because that's the local drive-in is closing this summer.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sundance. This is the last season it's being open. So we're trying to plan
I
that.
want to say that sucks, but I also have not been to the drive-in for. I get like, oh my god, they're closing that. That's such bullshit. When's the last time you went?
Yeah.
7 years ago.
Shit, it was actually 2011.
I think we saw Guardians 1 in the drive-in the last movie.
2014.
You're right.
'Cause we went to
Last time we saw a drive-in movie
It would've
was
been
Guardians 1, and then it was that.
I don't remember the other movie.
It was that tornado movie that had Nathan Creston in it.
Yeah, I can't say what that was about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
It was like his first role.
It's like natural disaster or something like that.
Yeah, or I was gonna say Geostorm.
That might have been it.
Something.
But I don't remember when that movie came out. I just remember that movie was a thing. I had no idea about that movie till a guy I worked with was like, yeah, my daughter and friends are all going to go see that Storm movie, Geostorm. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I had no idea.
It had Nathan Creston.
No, I think that came out later.
Geostorm is Gerard Butler.
Okay. But, no, last time I was at the drive-in, it was Cars 2 and...
I'm sorry.
No, and X-Men First Class was the second one.
Oh, wow.
Guess what?
That was a long time ago.
Because we were going
You probably didn't make it to X-Men because Cars 2 was god-awful.
No, I made it through Cars too, but when it came time for X-Men, we had to leave because we were traveling out of town that night.
Into the Storm.
Into the Storm.
So yeah, so I had to suffer through Cars 2, not see X-Men, and then it turned out to be my favorite X-Men movie.
Yeah, Cars 2 was garbage.
Okay, that was
Cars 3 made up for it.
That was 14 when we were last.
Cars 3 was probably the best out of that.
Oh, for sure. And that's just because it's true.
2014 was the last drive-in.
Yeah, because we saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, so I want to say it sucks that that's closing, but it's also like I haven't been there.
I still want.
I want to go there at least once this summer. You know.
It's definitely cool to go there and do, but it's definitely not something like I like rush to do. We used to go a lot. Me and Keith when we were younger, we used to go all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I saw the first where I saw actually Scooby Doo. We saw Scooby Doo, and before that was Lilo and Stitch. So we just hit two bangers for it. Even though I still say the first Scooby Doo is not that good, I still love it.
I'm trying to think, what did we see?
I saw a fucking Bug's Life in the fucking drive-in. Will, this is before your time. Actually, it might have been the same year you were born, probably.
Probably 98.
98.
No, I just remember the video game I used to play on PlayStation 1.
Oh god damn.
I think I have. That was a good game.
Trying to think of what other movie memories I have at the drive.
I remember going a lot. I don't remember the movies.
We used to sneak in all the fucking time. You can ask Keith. We used to hide in his fucking parents' car and shit. We'd get in for free.
Oh, they just pay for two people?
Yeah. Or pay for one kid and have one kid hide. Fuck yeah.
That was the.
I remember going a lot. I don't remember a lot of the movies.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what did I see when I was a kid.
One of my buddies
honestly,
told me once, cause when we started working together, one old supervisor, he's like, yeah, he and I grew up together. We used to be good friends. We snuck into the drive-in together. His mom pulled over on the side of the road, and we both hopped in the trunk, and his big ass fucking was all curled up over me. Cause he was like over 6 foot, and he's like my height. So I was like, yeah, he's fucking snuck into the drive-in together. It's funny, that's what people do, and everybody knows they do it.
Yeah.
So you just increase the prices a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I saw one of the Matrix movies in drive-in.
I'm sorry.
I think. I don't remember.
Matrix so weird to me because I only think that first one was the only good one. But that's just me though.
You're not wrong.
Can't remember like
it's got such a strong base for only having one good film.
I don't know. I haven't seen the fourth yet.
Ooh, it's fucking rough.
That's what I'm told.
Yeah. We saw it on Christmas Day. Me and Terrell did. It was fucking I'm not a huge Matrix guy, so I wasn't going in with high expectations. I just wanted a fun movie, and even I'm like, man, if I was a Matrix fan, I'd be so pissed right now.
Yeah, because there was a lot of hype for that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was kind of mixed. It was. I think my dad saw it. He said it was unnecessary for this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like you have a nice wrap up for a trilogy, and then here's another movie.
It added nothing to the story, and being that half the cast that could have came back wasn't even there, but they had people playing those same characters. Well, it was like a weird recasting, but they gave reasons why. I
know the third Matrix movie ended with a reboot, with literally the system rebooting. So you can change characters, and half the characters still exist. So that's kind of accepted.
Yeah. It's kind of weird to me. Like it's like Bill and Ted. Though everyone came back for Bill and Ted, but we didn't need a third movie.
No, we really didn't.
It was a good movie, but we didn't need it.
Yeah, and that's what gets with like some reboots you just don't fucking need.
And I think the problem is, hate to say this, but it's Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is a beloved actor. He's just not a good actor.
Yeah, his best stuff is John Wick.
Yeah,
I still haven't seen any of those.
And that's because
he
works well for John Wick's character, and maybe even Neo a little bit. But coming back as Ted for Bill and Ted is like his. Even in Cyberpunk, I've been told it's like every time his character
he didn't help the movie.
Every time his character talks, it's like he's sounding not like himself.
I feel like he
tries to put out a character.
He was hired in for the character. It's like probably read the lines like these are stupid, but I'll work with it.
Yeah.
Yo, he's at the point in his career. He just does stuff if he wants to do it. Like you'll see, like he popped up in that one movie with Ali Wong. It's like a comedy on Netflix, and like he's like a weird like love interest that shows up later on. He's like, no, I liked Ali Wong. They asked me to do the movie. I said, yeah, because I like those people. But he won't like do other shit.
He did that really weird movie back in 2008 where he got buried.
I don't know.
Was it that horror movie or something where two girls come into his house and just like harass him?
Oh, fucking! It's Knock Knock.
Knock Knock. Yes.
My mom thought that was a weird movie.
It is a weird movie. Terrell bought it and gave it to me just to watch it. So you gotta watch this movie. It's so dumb and weird, but you gotta watch
It's on
it.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Is that a bad movie?
It's not good, but it's not bad. It's not enjoyable, really. It's just like the whole premise is like fucking weird.
Yeah, I've heard the
Like
premise.
they stop there, like their car broke down, and they go in there, then they seduce him. They both bang him. I'm like, okay, this is like a fucking porn plot without actually being porn.
Yeah.
Reviews say one thing, and it's gonna have to go on our list.
37%. Yeah, no, that's about
Write
right.
it down, I guess.
You guys.
We've watched worse.
We have watched worse. That's the issue. We've watched worse.
Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter?
Apparently, I can't spell knock.
KN.
Yeah, I know. For some reason, I went KCOA, and I was like, wait, that's not what am I doing? It happens when I try to like do shit. Like,
Good knock.
When sometimes I try to do shit fast, or like I'm thinking it out in my head, but it's not going that way, and I'm missing. Like, wait a minute, move those letters
So
around.
this is an image from the movie?
Yeah, because that's cause that is like I said, it's like a porn plot with like with like B-list actors, but it's like it just so doesn't make sense, and it's like you're not even getting the porn scenes, so it's just like it's like it's a porn without the porn.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, what are we doing here? This is not that good. I think unless anybody's got anything else, I think does that wrap up the episode?
I got nothing else.
Well,
I got nothing.
yeah. I think that's a wrap.
All right, guys.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Yeah. Adios.
Peace out.
Thanks for watching.